kickoff, didn't hit it well. Gil Fennerty takes it and carries out over the 20 to the 23-yard line. Derek Gaynor is down on the tackle for Cleveland. The offensive line for the New Orleans Saints, it's a good one, and it's a healthy one. Kevin Haberdink is the youngest player on that offensive line, but Jim Moore is very satisfied with it. In the backfield, Forcade starts with Hilliard and Hayward. Hayward primarily used as a blocking back, and Eric Martin is the go-to guy as a wide receiver. Then in passing situations, the Saints come in with Lonzel Hill and Floyd Turner, who caught a 68-yard touchdown pass last week against Atlanta. First and 10, Saints at their own 23-yard line. Hilliard, flea flicker, back to Forcade. Back to Hilliard, but they say that Forcade was in the grasp of Michael Dean Perry.
That was almost a triple flea flicker. You're going to see Dalton Hilliard flip the ball back to Forcade. Michael Dean Perry, though, in the grasp. John Forcade just tried to make something out of it. Looked like Hilliard was thinking about throwing it himself. They're on the first play, so right off the bat, so much for the conservative nature of the New Orleans Saints.
What a start. Give Perry the sack. That's his 5th of the year. And it becomes second down and 17 as they lose 7 on the play. David Grayson as he gets it out to the 18-yard line. Cleveland's defense this afternoon looks like this. Michael Dean Perry is playing with a sore leg, but he's in there already, and of course a factor with a sack. And then a change at linebacker, and David Grayson is in for Van Waiters, and Frank Minifield on the left corner now after his long holdout gets his first start. He had an interception in Denver on Monday night. In passing situations, the Browns substituting their dime and bring in Rose, Braggs, and Blaylock. And it is third down now and 15 yards to go for a Saints first down. Shotgun for Forcade. Underneath, Eric Martin. And a first down.
We talked to Frank Minifield last night, and he said that Eric Martin, the place that he makes his living, is right over the middle of the field, that they had to keep him out of the middle of the field. Here you can see they do not. The Browns were playing a zone defense. Clay Matthews completely faked out on the play, and now for the measurement, it's going to be very, very close, but it is indeed a first down. A big, big opening play for the New Orleans Saints. John Forcade with a completion. They keep the drive going.
Boy, third down and 15 to give up that. That's a pretty soft defense right there on that play.
Well, the Browns were willing to give him that underneath stuff there, but Clay Matthews is supposed to be able to make the tackle right there. On that play, he did not.
So New Orleans, after losing yardage on that first flea flicker attempt, comes up with a first down to keep their drive going at their own 33-yard line. Fakes to Hilliard. That's John Tice, the tight end. And a great one-on-one tackle by Frank Minifield stops Tice after a short gain to the 36.
I like what Jim Moore is doing with John Forcade out here. He just came off a terrific game last week against the Atlanta Falcons. Probably the best game that John Forcade has played in his NFL career. And now so far this afternoon, he wants to pick up right where that momentum left off. He's allowed Forcade to complete a couple of short passes, get his confidence going, and John Forcade is beginning to look very comfortable out there.
It's second down at 7 after a pickup of 3. 4 wide receivers in the game for the Saints. It's Dalton Hilliard, and he runs into the Browns' left side of their defense and gets out to the 38-yard line. He's ripped down by Chris Pike and by Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson played for Jim Mora in the USFL for the Baltimore Stars, and Mora had some real high grades for Johnson, saying that he knew when he had him in Baltimore that he would be a great linebacker.
Yeah, one of the unfortunate things, though, about football the way it is today, with all the specialty situations, you see Mike Johnson leaving the field. Here's a tremendous football player, but now in nickel situations and the specialty situations, those guys are running in and out of the football game.
Third down at 5 for the Saints to keep it alive at their own 38-yard line. interception of the season if it holds up. But 4K is telling you that it's holding against the Browns.
It looked to me like Frank Minifield was holding on that play on the slot wide receiver.
You're right.
I don't know if it was Frank or not, but it looked like that Frank got his hands on the slot wide receiver. I couldn't see who it was. Frank Minifield, of course, got to play some in the nickel situations last week, but this is his first start this week.
Illegal contact. Number 24, defense,
Wrong.
5 yards, first down.
It's Tony Blaylock who comes in the Browns nickel situation, and Blaylock is flagged and off to the sideline, and so the Saints end up with a first down after the interception, apparent interception by Felix Wright, is waved off. First and 10 Saints. And now they're out at their own 43-yard line. First drive of the game. Incomplete. Dropped by the tight end, Greg Scales. He had it in his hands at the 45-yard line of Cleveland, but could not hang on.
I couldn't tell if this pass was intended for number 85, Hobie Brenner, or Scales. You take a look. It was kind of thrown in between both of them, probably intended for Brenner, and Scales just happened to get a hand on it.
I think you're right. I think that Scales all of a sudden picked up the ball late because he saw Brenner going by him.
An unusual play design, though, because usually you won't see two wide receivers in the same area like that.
Where's the running game right now? 4K's coming out hurling, isn't he?
We're the conservative New Orleans Saints. That's all we've been talking about all weekend. Now they're coming out, and John 4K's looking like Dan Marino.
Second down and 10. Brett Perryman goes in motion. Hilliard gets it. And Michael Dean Perry and Mike Johnson drag him down at the 45-yard line. So a short gain, and it will be third down and long again. Third down and 8 coming up with 10:45 left here in the first quarter.
Well, this is their third down play. So far, they've been able to convert both of them, once on a pass play and one on a penalty. So John 4K once again in third and long. See if he can make this play again.
Jim Mora looking out. 45-yard line of the Saints. Dalton Hilliard in the backfield with 4K out of the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set. The ball is caught. Carried out to the 50-yard line. Floyd Turner makes the grab, but he's well short of the first down, and the Browns defense holds as they gave the underneath catch, but not enough yardage for the first down.
Well, the exact same play as the first down, but that time Clay Matthews made the tackle. They're willing to give him that underneath stuff in the 5 to 6 yard range, but they have to make the tackle. Clay Matthews made the play there.
Stephon Adams is standing back at his 10-yard line for Cleveland. The snap will come right from the midfield stripe. Tommy Barnhart punts it away. Adams lets it hit, and it bounds to about the 15-yard line. And that's where the Cleveland Browns will start. No score here in the Superdome. 9:19 to go in the first quarter, and we'll be right back.
At Acura, we believe that the best way to discourage limited thinking is to design cars in an environment without limits. The NSX, precision-crafted performance from Acura.
Ready for some good news? If your car is in an accident and you have Allstate insurance, you can leave it in our hands. Allstate's recommended pro shops can do everything, including the estimate, in one stop. And to make you feel even better, Allstate will guarantee their workmanship for as long as you own your car. Well, that's the news. Now, be careful. You're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Before building personal computers for networks, Compaq thinks about you, about the kind of people you work with, and the number how information moves and how fast it goes. This is why Compaq was first to put the performance of an impersonal computer system into a personal computer system, and why so many companies run their PC networks with the high performance of Compaq to give more power to more people, and more people, and more people. Compaq. It simply works better.
A much happier Bernie Kosar with the way his offense clicked on Monday night. Here's the Browns' offensive lineup. The offensive line with Tam and Rakosi now at the guard spot. They played well on Monday night. In the backfield, Kosar has Mack and Horde. Horde's from the New Orleans area, went to high school here. And then in passing situations, the Browns go with 4 wide receivers. Brian Brennan and Vernon Joins come in. 1st and 10. That's Leroy Horde. And he fights off a couple of tackles and goes out near the 18-yard line of Cleveland. They are rebuilding their front 3 here, but that's easier to do when you have great linebackers, which they do. That's a good group. Then in passing situations, the Saints, in their dime, come in with a good rookie, Vince Buck from Central State in Ohio, and there's the secondary. It's 2nd down and 6. Ford got 4 on 1st down. Ozzie Newsome in motion. Kevin Mack. Good run by Mack. Should have a 1st down out near the 25-yard line. Finally brought down by Sam Mills.
What a difference Kevin Mack makes in this Cleveland Browns football team. We talked to Saints linebacker Vaughn Johnson yesterday, and he has just the utmost respect for Kevin Mack. He said he's one of the few backs in the National Football League who can move a pile. You know what I mean, Jim? I mean, get in there, and when they hit that line, just move the whole pile backwards.
No score here. Browns' first possession. 8 minutes to go, first quarter. And a 1st down for them out at their own 25. Kosar's first pass. Pat Swilling with the sack. It's the 16th time that Kosar has been nailed this year.
We talked to Bernie Kosar last night, and he said these 2 outside linebackers, Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson, they were going to treat them like down linemen because they come so often. They're going to try to slide linemen out to pick them up, but obviously on that play, Pat Swilling just too tough.
That's Swilling's 3rd sack of the year.
And the Browns don't need this. They don't need to get this crowd into this football game.
Which they are. 2nd and 14. Screen pass set up to Metcalf. And boy, do they go to the ball. Let's go to New York right now. Dick Enberg standing by with an NFL Live update. Dick?
Jim, it didn't take road-weary Cincinnati long to score after a Barney Bussey interception. Craig Taylor slams over from the 2-yard line in the Astrodome in Houston, and the Bengals jump up 7-0. Now back to New Orleans and Jim and Chris.
Thank you, Dick. 7 minutes to go here in the first quarter in the Superdome. And the decibels are getting loud now. It's 3rd down and 16.
Bernie Kosar tried a screen on that last play to slow down the pass rush a little bit, but it obviously didn't help.
He lays it off to Kevin Mack. And Mack falls down well short of the 1st down as Toy Cook was in the vicinity, but Mack sort of tripped over his own feet out near the 24-yard line, and Cleveland will punt.
A great opening stand by the New Orleans Saints defensively.
There's Paul Lanham, Chris, the special teams coach of the Cleveland Browns, and right now
the real drama really starts.
He's got to be holding his breath. They have had 3 nightmares the last couple of weeks. And it almost happens again. A flag is thrown as Wagner goes down. That's Bobby Morse of the Saints out to the 40-yard line. But there is a flag down as they ran into the kicker. So Jim Tunney will take a look at this. Now the question is, did they run into him or did they rough him?
I think they called holding on Cleveland. Let's take a look. We've got Jim Tunney talking, but the crowd reacted like it was against the Cleveland Browns. And really, that was not roughing the kicker because he was blocked into the punter on that play. So I didn't think that was going to be a roughing the kicker. Jim Mora and his ball club gets a break right here. Let's listen to the call.
Hold. 10 yards. Still fourth down.
Wow, so there was no question that the kicker was hit and he went down, but they called the Browns for holding. They did not give a number either, Chris, on that play.
Special teams continue to be a problem for the Cleveland Browns.
Boy, and look at where he's punting from right now, right in his end zone. Oh, terrible punt.
What pressure can do to a punter, even if they don't get there. Right there, Brian Wagner obviously thinking about some of the problems they've had in the past, and he shanked that ball.
We'll be right back. No score.
You're the top. You're the Coliseum. You're the top. You're the Louvre Museum. You're the best in beer. That fact is clear. Each drop, you're number one. Second to none.
Heineken, America's #1 imported beer. Amstel Light, America's #1 imported light beer.
You're a cut above the taste we love. Each drop, you're the best of both worlds. You're the top.
You think you're better than me, don't you? Oh, not again. I was better than you in high school. I was better than you in college. And I am better than you now.
There are still some people in this world who can change tax brackets without changing personalities.
You want to put that to a test? Let's go. Now? Now.
For those people, there's a car called the Legend Coupe from Acura, #1 in customer satisfaction 4 years in a row. The temperature never drops below 0. That's important to remember at a time like this, when it's very dark and very cold. Ah, you did remember Xerex Antifreeze. The temperature never drops below 0.
When you own your own business, you sweat every detail.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car. Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Acura Automobiles. Experience precision-crafted performance. By Heineken and Amstel Light, America's #1 imported beers. They're the top. By GTE. At GTE, the power is on. And by Levi's 505, 506, and 540 jeans.
Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth back with you at the Superdome, and look at the field position for the Saints after a 27-yard Cleveland punt by Brian Wagner. At the Cleveland 41-yard line, Forcade hands it off, and it is Craig Hayward carrying inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. As Dick Enberg tells you, Cincinnati on the board at Houston. Well, that should be a great one down in Atlanta, and it's tied 7-7. And look at that, San Diego gets 2 runs in the top of the first to lead 2-0.
Go Padres.
Kansas City, after losing to Indianapolis last week, struggling in Detroit or against Detroit at home. And there's no score here in the Superdome with 5:19 left in the first quarter.
It's a big series for this Cleveland Browns defense. They got the football inside the 50. Most NFL teams score about 50% of the time then.
Forcade's got a lot of time. He's throwing for Perryman. Great defense by Raymond Claiborne and Felix Wright.
John Forcade is just lucky. I mean, that was just an awful pass. Should have never thrown it. He threw into double coverage. And watch all the time that John Forcade has to throw the football. This offensive line for the New Orleans Saints, Jim Morris said, is the best that he's had in his 5 years since he's been the head coach here, and certainly gave him plenty of time. Michael Dean Perry, absolutely nowhere to go there.
Boy, Jim Dombrowski did a great job against Michael Dean Perry on that play. And it's 3rd down and 9. Perryman comes in motion. Forcade fumbles the snap and picks it up and runs with it. Short of the first down, though, at the 35-yard line of Cleveland. And the crowd's starting to get a little itchy
believe it or not, this is not a bad play for the Saints, because if they throw an incomplete pass, they're out of Morton Anderson field goal range. Here, John Forcade makes a good play by fumbling the football, because he moved it up to the 35-yard line and got it in range for Morton Anderson.
It will be a 52-yard field goal attempt for Morton Anderson. He's the best in football, and he's made 9 in a row, 7 in a row this season. Barnhart will hold. It's good. 52 yards.
Wow. What a kick. That cleared by a good 10 yards as well.
What a weapon that man is, and the Saints grab the early lead.
The anti-lock brakes on the Acura Integra were inspired by those used to stop jet aircraft. And while you might expect to find such technology on a multi-million-dollar airplane, you might not expect to find it on an automobile that costs considerably less. The network. It's the most powerful tool in business today. At GTE, we can put that power in your hands. The power of a personalized communications network designed for the success of your business alone, the growth of your business, the prosperity of your business. We've done it for others. We'll do it for you. Because at GTE, the power is on.
Even when all of Company B heads for the phone, it's no problem for Gail Godfrey.
Delta Airlines, Gail Godfrey.
Y'all fly to Lubbock, Texas?
Yes, that is confirmed.
I got some friends who want to talk to you now. Just hold on a second. Thank you. Cincinnati, Ohio. New York City. Monroe, Louisiana. Albuquerque, New Mexico. San Jose, California. Portland, Oregon. New Montana.
You're all set. Thank you for calling, Delta.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Gail. Did you get many calls this afternoon? One.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
Montana. Rice. Taylor. The Steelers battle the 49ers next Sunday.
There's quarterback Steve Walsh on the Saints bench. Warming it up, Chris, and we're only in the first quarter. 4:12 left in the quarter. They settled for a 52-yard field goal by Morton Anderson, but Forcade has not really moved them.
Yeah, you have to wonder if Jim Mora has made the decision that he's just going to play Steve Walsh today. I don't know, but he's certainly warming up right now.
Eric Metcalf waits for the Anderson kickoff. 1 yard deep in the end zone. Metcalf decides to put it down on the knee and settle for field position at the 20-yard line. Next Sunday, NBC's the place to be for a great football doubleheader beginning at 12:30 Eastern with NFL Live. Then some of you will see the AFC's leading rusher Bobby Humphrey and the Broncos as they bust into the Hoosier Dome to face the Indianapolis Colts, who are playing well. Or others will see the Jets go head-to-head with Buffalo. Then the second half of your doubleheader, you get a look at the world champion 49ers. Well, they're just playing great again this year. They host the Steelers. So check your local listings for the game in your area. Cleveland trails 3-0. Webster Slaughter in motion. Kevin Mack. Nowhere to go. Wayne Martin in his second year. He was their top draft choice last year out of Arkansas. He seals off that corner and makes the stop. No gain, 2nd and 10.
The Browns look flat. I mean, they really do. They simply look flat out here, and this is a tough place to play. No question about it. But they beat the Broncos 30-29 on Monday Night Football last week. The Browns are 8-10 after Monday Night Football games, but only 3-8 after winning on Monday Night Football. So a big test for this Cleveland Browns football team to bring back some of that emotion they showed on Monday night.
They go to Leroy Horde, and Jim Wilkes hits him and knocks him down at the 20. Get about a half yard on the play. They'll call it 3rd down and 9. The Saints defense. There's their ranking. 19th in the NFL, but look at that against the rush. Number 9.
And that's going to move up if they continue to beat on the Cleveland Browns the way they're doing so far.
3rd down and 9. 4 wide receivers into the game for Cleveland. And a shotgun for Kozar. He fires, and it is caught at the 30-yard line. Reggie Langhorne makes the catch. He's the leading Browns receiver, and Kozar hung in there with a lot of heat on him and found Langhorne for a 1st down.
Well, first of all, Bernie Kozar told us last night that they wanted to start the football game with some short completions to give that offensive line confidence. They played so well last week, he didn't want to give up the sacks early in this football game. And he also talked about Robert Massey, number 40. That, they felt, was the weakness in this secondary for the New Orleans Saints. So they're going to be picking on number 40, Robert Massey.
A big 1st down for the Browns, and here comes Metcalf, and he gets a crease and takes it out to the 35-yard line. He's tackled by Brett Maxey. Metcalf started it up the middle there, Chris, and then made a quick move to the outside.
Yeah, that probably surprised this New Orleans Saints defense. We talked to Von Johnson yesterday, and they felt like they had a pretty good read that when Eric Metcalf was in the game, they were either going to throw him the football or pitch it outside. So I would imagine the Saints defense was a little surprised by the fact that Metcalf ran inside. Good, tough running that time, though.
2nd down and 5 at their own 35-yard line. Kevin Mack. He's got a 1st down and a lot more. Great run by Mack out near midfield. They'll put him down at the 49.
What a load. What a load, and what a difference for the Cleveland Browns when Kevin Mack is in the football game.
That's Robert Massey, the cornerback for the Saints, who's down on the ground. Let's see if we can see how Massey went down on the play.
Watch the right side of your screen. Number 40, Robert Massey. Working on Reggie Langhorne there. Reggie gets a little shot in the back. Oh, like hitting a brick wall. Absolutely. We talked about Von Johnson and the respect he has for Kevin Mack. You see why.
Oh, 5 more minutes. It's our anniversary. Let's call in sick.
Can't.
Oh, 10 years deserves something.
True.
Haven't I made you coffee for 10 years?
Haven't I had to drink it? Now, come on.
Why?
Show your friends this. Happy anniversary.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The Diamond Anniversary Band. This year, tell her you'd marry her all over again.
Okay, I'll show him. Tomorrow.
Well, what did he say?
He said, Kirkwood, you're smart, you're aggressive, you're brilliant, creative, aggressive, brilliant.
He said all that, did he?
Well, something to that effect.
Come on. What else?
Stock, sign-on bonus, company car. Of course I'm going to turn it down.
The job?
The car.
The Legend sedan from Acura, number 1 in customer satisfaction, 4 years in a row.
And winds northwest 39, 45 knots. Rain expected to continue till then. 5 inches predicted in the 7-county area.
About 1,500 more bags. 1,500 more. Yeah. We got to sort up the left side. The left side of the bag.
Back in the Superdome, Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth. There's Robert Massey. Took a shot to the neck when he bumped into Kevin Mack trying to bring Mack down. They were moving his neck around. It looks like he's going to be back in the lineup quickly as he has his helmet on. And the rookie Vince Buck is into the lineup right now. Kozar. It's a reverse, and it's Webster Slaughter. And Slaughter goes inside Saints territory down to the 46-yard line. All right, we go back to New York right now. Dick Enberg has another NFL Live update for us.
Jim in Houston, the Oilers have tied the Bengals' Warren Moon with a league-leading 12th touchdown pass. This one 33 yards to Texas rookie Tony Jones. Tied middle of the first at 7-all. Now back to Jim Donovan in New Orleans.
And Bud Carson has to like what he sees right now. 3-0 he trails in the game, but his offense is moving. Robert Massey checks back into the Saints defensive lineup. He was only out one play. It's 2nd down and 5. Metcalf. And there's Wayne Martin again with a nice defensive play to drop Metcalf for a loss, and Cleveland will come up 3rd down, but that will end the first quarter.
We talked about how the Saints felt they had a pretty good tip when Eric Metcalf was in the game, and you saw it right there. Vaughn Johnson said that he was going to be playing wider when Eric Metcalf was in the game.
So that's the end of the first quarter here in New Orleans at the Superdome, and the Saints lead on a 52-yard field goal by Morton Anderson.
Working to be the best they can be. Teammates, sponsored by the U.S. Army. Webster Slaughter and Reggie Langhorne are the first pair of 60-catch receivers in Cleveland Browns history. In 1989, they combined for 125 catches and 2,000 yards. As Slaughter flew past secondaries, and Langhorne traveled over, around, and through. As individuals, their styles are different and spectacular. Together as teammates, they make the Browns the best they can be.
A Ranger never takes the easy way out.
You're reaching deep inside you for things you've never known. Go!
That's why getting into the Rangers is tough, and the training's tough.
Be all that you can be.
So it makes me feel like I'm part of something really special.
Be all that you can be.
And I'm not the only one.
Get on right in the Army.
A little brains, a little luck, and a lot of late nights. A good family, a good spot, and some good advice. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me. That's the way it's supposed to be. And USF&G is standing behind me.
A story developing now on the Saints sideline. John Fourcade started, but he's wearing the baseball cap, which usually means he's coming out of the ball game. Steve Walsh is sitting with Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator, and they're going over plays, right?
Now, Jim Mora didn't tell us yesterday that Steve Walsh was going to be playing in this football game for sure, but certainly gave us a pretty good indication that that was what was going to happen.
But right now, as we start the second quarter, it's 3rd and 7 for Kosar and the Browns. Webster Slaughter makes the catch at the 40-yard line, and he'll have a first down. So Steve Walsh is going to have to wait because Kosar and Slaughter do not want to give up the football.
Again, they're going right back to Robert Massey. They're going strength against strength. Webster Slaughter, their best wide receiver. You see, faking the fade route, then just stopping, coming back to the football. Webster Slaughter, the only way he makes that play is to catch it in his hands, and exactly what he does. A tremendous football play.
Now, did he run a good route there? I mean, from what you saw.
Sure.
1st and 10, 14:25 to go in the half. The Browns trail 3-0 here in the Superdome. Kevin Mack. And Mack brings it down to the Saints' 36-yard line. A good first down run. Let's check the scoreboard now on this Sunday number 6. Tied in Houston. 49ers lead over Glanville's Oilers. And the Jets 3-2 in the first quarter. The Lions laying it on the Chiefs 14-3. That's in Kansas City. And Tampa Bay by a field goal. 3-0 here in New Orleans. The Saints over the Browns, but Cleveland driving. 2nd down and 6. And Kevin Mack is stopped. A gain of about 2 on the play. As the ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line. Robert Goff is in on the tackle. They call him Pig. I asked why. They said because he likes it. He likes the name.
He likes to be called Pig.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not calling him that. I don't care. I'm not calling him Pig.
They said it's okay.
All right.
3rd down and 4. Puts his head down and gets it down to the 21-yard line. Nice play by Cleveland.
Well, if you hang around the game of football long enough, you think you've seen saying just about everything, but I've got to tell you, I've never seen this play. It's a flip sweep out of the shotgun formation. They give the offensive lineman time to get out in front of Kevin Mack, and simply no contest. A great call, great play. Never seen it.
Let's credit the Browns' offensive line. You must admit, this is a much different offensive line than the one we saw a couple of weeks ago play against San Diego.
And Bernie Kosar agreed 100% with that.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line. Leroy Horn. There's that man they call Pig.
Now you're down in the red zone. The Cleveland Browns inside the 20-yard line are going to find it much more difficult. You saw in that play number 28, Gene Atkins come up. Essentially, they use the 9-man front. They're going to force Bernie Kosar and the Cleveland Browns to throw the football. So what do? They counter. They bring Eric Metcalf in the game. Going to spread out this defense a little bit so they can't jam it in there and make life difficult to run the football.
So that's what the Browns have done in the red zone. 7 out of 10, 5 touchdowns. They played well inside the 20 in Denver on Monday night. Second down and 12. So they picked on Massey again, but he was equal to the task there.
Very, very dangerous throw by Bernie Kosar that time. Massey was all over Eric Metcalf. I don't understand the philosophy behind this play. You've got man-to-man coverage. Eric Metcalf runs a delayed out route into the sideline. That's about a 30-yard throw to get the ball across there, and Massey was just standing there waiting on it.
Third down and 12 for Cleveland as Robert Massey gets set to defend as he lineups against Reggie Langhorne this time around. Shotgun for Kosar. Leroy Horn. Short of the first down.
Leroy Horn, certainly not Eric Metcalf when he gets the ball in the flat out there. That's a situation where they like to give Eric Metcalf the ball out there and see if he can dance around for 10 yards. But Leroy Horn is not going to pick up 10 yards on that play. He's more of a power running fullback than he is a scat back. Really a throwaway down for the Cleveland Browns.
Jerry Corrick is the hero off Monday night's victory. He nailed a 30-yard field goal on the last play of the game to beat the Broncos. He's 3 for 4 on the year. 37 yards is the attempt. And this ball game is all tied at 3 apiece. The score with 10:49 to go in the half, and we'll be right back.
Last year, more truck owners switched to Chevrolet than to any other truck.
Listen to the heartbeat.
Nearly 200,000 in just 1 year. So if you're still not driving a Chevy, what are you waiting for? More people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. Today's truck is Chevrolet.
I was enjoying my Halloween when she walked in. Nice can.
You have to help me find my party. What's your rate? 72 beats a minute. I just know that it's in a castle and there's lots of Coors Light.
A castle like this?
That's it.
Get everything you need at Coors Light Halloween headquarters, because it isn't Halloween without the silver bullet.
You're a doll.
Watch your step, folks.
I'm so thirsty.
A brand new shave.
You must have got your bun.
Well, that's why he's using Tonico Unleaded.
Won't have to worry about costly breakdowns. Yep, breakdowns out here in the Badlands can be real dangerous.
Averting daylight. Come on.
Have a good trip.
Conoco. Hottest brand going.
An NBC world premiere movie. They left the city for the burbs.
That's us.
But what they found could be murder.
Oh, just my luck.
Only one couple can solve this community caper.
What is this, The Godfather?
Robert Urich, Terry Garr, Susan Rutan, Tom Poston, and Alex Rocco invite you to a quiet little neighborhood, a perfect little murder, tonight.
Well, there's no question that after this kickoff, Steve Walsh will enter the game and get his first action as a Saints quarterback after being traded from Dallas. A very short kickoff. Bobby Morse takes it. And finally goes down at the 21-yard line. So here comes Walsh, and here's what the Superdome says to him.
Sooner or later, you don't give up what the New Orleans Saints gave up to get Steve Walsh, a first and a third this year and a conditional second-round pick next year, and not play the kid. Steve Walsh making his debut for the Saints right now.
And right back on first down. Complete to Dalton Hilliard. And a first down out there. No, let me just say he'll get 9 to the 30-yard line. Short of the first down by a yard as Hilliard makes the catch of the Walsh pass.
The first thing I always watch on a young quarterback is his feet. Steve Walsh was back in the pocket. He gave his offensive line credit. He knew they would protect for him. He didn't start dancing around. He didn't scramble around the pocket. He stood there firm and found Dalton Hilliard. Nice play.
10 minutes to go in the half. Tie game at 3-3, and Jim Moore did not wait long to yank Forcade here this afternoon and put in Steve Walsh. Dalton Hilliard should have the first down, and he runs into David Grayson and Clay Matthews, and it is a first down for the Saints.
That was the old counter OT play. You'll see number 74, Kevin Haverdink, and Jim Dombrowski pull around on those counter OT plays and try and get out in front of Dalton Hilliard and make the block. It's a play the Washington Redskins have been using very, very effectively for a number of years.
Michael Dean Perry is down, and I'm wondering if that's the same injury that he had in the game on Monday night. Perry had his lower leg injured in the game against the Broncos, and he's being checked out now by the Browns medical staff.
There you see Michael Dean Perry right in the center of your screen, number 92. Didn't look like anything cheap. He just got hit on the lower leg, and as you said, that's been bothering him.
Well, that's what he complained about. He said that the Broncos hit him very low in the game on Monday night, and he's limping off the field. He'll be replaced by Bob Bukowski, number 94.
You know, that's one of the problems of having the kind of athletic ability that Michael Dean Perry has. People don't want to try and block him up around the shoulders because he's too quick. So what they want to do is try to knock him down and then have someone else get their hands on him while he's on the ground and literally hold him down, pin him down to the ground. One of the problems you face when you're as good as Michael Dean Perry.
It's a first down for the Saints. And the ball is out at their 33-yard line. Vane Gash was right up on the line of scrimmage for the Browns defense. Here's Hilliard. And a nice tackle by Felix Wright. The crowd wants a flag thrown on Wright for pushing Hilliard out of bounds. But it was just a good straight-up play by Felix Wright to never give Hilliard the corner.
Now, let's go back to the quarterback situation for just a moment. We asked Jim Moore about holdout quarterback Bobby Hebert, who has said he is not interested in playing for the Saints again. Moore said, Bobby told me last January that he would not be playing for the Saints again. I believed him and planned accordingly. But when I asked Moore whether Bobby Hebert was a better quarterback than either John Forcade or Steve Walsh, he said at this point in all their respective careers, yes.
Second down at 10. No gain on the play for Hilliard. Walsh connects with his tight end, Hobie Brenner. I don't think he liked the way he threw the ball. Did you see him? Looked a little disgusted with it.
I don't know if he's disgusted happy with himself or somebody else. Look at Steve Walsh. He's coming right into the game and taking over the leadership role on this football team. John Forcade, we were talking to some of the players yesterday, and they said he was a bit nervous on opening day this year against the San Francisco 49ers. But not so for Steve Walsh. He comes right in and takes over this football team. And so far, a very impressive drive. A big third down play for the Saints right here, though.
Third down and 3. And the Saints go with 2 wide receivers on the same side. Now they'll change that up. Well, I don't think Floyd Turner knows where to go. He's saying, where do you want me? Walsh connects a first down. And the catch is made by Floyd Turner, who, when it was all said and done, was really in the right spot, wasn't he?
Well, so far the Cleveland Browns are allowing Steve Walsh to pick them apart underneath. What they're going to have to do is start picking these guys up man-to-man a little bit and force Steve Walsh to throw the ball down the field a little bit. Steve Walsh, from his days back at the University of Miami and certainly with the Cowboys, has been a ball control passing quarterback. They've got to force Steve Walsh to throw the ball down the field a little bit and test his arm.
It's 1st and 10 New Orleans. Walsh is back again. And it is on the money to Dalton Hilliard. He'll be a short gain to the 49-yard line of Cleveland. Off to New York we go. Dick Enberg checks the NFL Live situation for us.
Jim, at Giant Stadium, the Chargers, with an 88-yard drive, have regained the lead against the Jets. Billy Joe Tolliver to the brilliant wide receiver Anthony Miller, 29 yards. Miller's 4th of the year. It's 9-3 San Diego. Back to Jim Donovan at the Superdome.
Second down at 7 for the Saints. 6.5 minutes to go. First half. Game tied 3-3. Ball is right at midfield. It's Dalton Hilliard. And a Saints first down to the Cleveland 41-yard line.
I can't believe that. They did that against an 8-man front for the Cleveland Browns. The Browns walked Zane Gash up into nearly a Bears defense on this play. You saw Mike Johnson just move the wrong way, number 59, and as a result, a huge hole for Dalton Hilliard. The Browns know they have to stop the running game, but Steve Walsh has given them another element.
A great block by the fullback Hayward on David Grayson.
And that's his job. That's what he does for the New Orleans Saints.
So it's a first down at the Cleveland 41, and Walsh is moving the team very steadily now. Oh, big hit on Hilliard at the 40-yard line. What a save.
Grayson. Wow. Van Waiters has been playing all year for the Cleveland Browns, but David Grayson was the starter last year. He held out and lost his starting job, but I think he likes to play football.
Now, was it Grayson or Mike Johnson? Both of them team up on the hit, but Grayson got him up top, and Johnson had him down on the bottom.
Grayson's the one that flipped his head around. That's what I was watching.
Second down and 8, a tough 2 yards for Dalton Hilliard.
Again, the 8-man front.
Walsh connects with Eric Martin. Martin gets up near a first down at the 30-yard line. Frank Minifield pushed him out of bounds.
Frank Minifield got picked on this play. They're so concerned about Eric Martin and his ability to go over the middle that I'm sure Frank Minifield was thinking more inside. He had the inside position, and then as everybody came off the ball, Minifield got picked and allowed Eric Martin to get out in the flat for an easy completion.
A report from the Browns bench, Michael Dean Perry has a bruised knee, and he may return. It's 1st and 10 for the Saints at the Cleveland 30-yard line, as Steve Walsh's first drive has been picture perfect so far for the Saints. Hilliard. All the way down to the Cleveland 13-yard line and a first down.
You know, Jim, yesterday we talked to Stan Brock, the offensive tackle for the Saints, who made a play there, and he said, you will not believe what Dalton Hilliard can do once he gets inside a hole. He loves to run inside. It's his strength, and that offensive line certainly loves for him to run inside.
A missed tackle by Thane Gash, and Gash doesn't miss many. He's the leading tackler for the Browns coming into the game. 1st and 10, inside the Browns' 15-yard line. Right back to Hilliard. And now Bubba Baker chases him down from behind to make the stop.
Well, now you've got a difficult situation for Steve Walsh. His first experience really with this New Orleans Saints offense, and it's always much easier to go from the 20 to the 20. Now, just as we saw the Cleveland Browns have trouble in their red zone, now the New Orleans Saints need to make something happen down here. They're second and about 12. This has been a tremendous drive that was set up by the fact that Steve Walsh showed the ability to throw the football early in the drive. Now they're running it, and now it's 2nd and long. You'll probably have to go back to the pass.
2nd down, 12.
Again, Frank Minifield got caught up in the traffic and lost his man, Eric Martin, out in the flat. Watch Frank Minifield on this play, number 31. They're going to send a lot of people out after him. Looks like number 82, that's John Tice, trying to pick Frank Minifield. That was no accident. That's a designed play. It happens a lot in the National Football League. The officials are hesitant to call it, but that's exactly what that was. And look at Frank. He knows that's an illegal play, but for the most part, you can get away with it in this league.
Timeout on the field. 2 minutes to go in the half, and the Saints looking to take the lead.
Walk into a television showroom, and someone will probably try to sell you a set with a foreign name on it. Before you see their choice, ask to see yours. Ask to see the first TVs that combine digital video and audio with the performance to back it up. Ask for picture-in-picture with triple flashback. Ask for a single remote that can learn to run everything. Ask to see a Zenith. For true innovation in television, quality never looked more like a Zenith.
On every trip you take in a Chevrolet, hundreds of hours and millions of dollars have been spent to help make it a safer one. In fact, there are more MDs and PhDs working for your safety than any other car company in the world. So if this looks like an uneventful trip, we worked hard to make it that way. Mile after mile, more people are winning with
the heartbeat of America. That's today's Chevrolet.
Liberty Mutual presents The Automobile Accident That Never Happened, because we continually work to prevent auto accidents and injuries. In helping to pioneer safety belts, Liberty Mutual Insurance helped make driving safer for everyone. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty. Almost home.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by today's Chevrolet, who invites you to see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America. By Liberty Mutual. For your insurance and financial service needs, America believes in Liberty Mutual. By Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. And by United Airlines, serving over 200 cities in the U.S. and around the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth at the sold-out Superdome. 2 minutes to go in the half. Game tied at 3-3. Steve Walsh into the game, has taken his team on a drive, and he's got the 3rd and 2 at the 5-yard line of Cleveland.
You have to go to your strength there, I think. You have to go to Dalton Hilliard with Hayward blocking, probably over the right side. An audible.
Here comes Hilliard. Cleveland is there. A great defensive surge by the Browns on that left side. And how quickly the cheers turned to boos. There's Clay Matthews.
But it's important to note that they're not booing Steve Walsh. Probably what they're booing here is the call. They probably wanted to see Steve Walsh have the chance to throw the football. A sweep on the goal line, to me, is not a great call. I mean, there's just so many people on the line of scrimmage and people outside the tackles that it's often difficult to go in. Sometimes it'll look great, it'll be wide open, and you walk in. But on that play, I think you have to stay with your strength and go off tackle with Dalton Hilliard.
It's a 26-yard field goal. Anderson connected on a 52. He bangs it through, but I'm telling you, I think Frank Minifield jumped offside.
But it will not give the Saints a first down. It'll be half the distance. It'll move it down to about the 4.5. And that would leave them with the 4th and 1. Now what do you do if you're Jim Mora?
I would go for it. What would you do?
Doesn't matter what I would do. Here comes Steve Walsh. They're going to go for it.
Yeah, but would you go for it in this situation? I mean, you've got a guy that it's automatic. He's going to bang an easy field goal through.
Well, it's always tough to take points off the scoreboard, and that's what you'd have in this situation here. But I think they want to establish something with Steve Walsh. This crowd was very excited about the fact that he came in the ball game. And you see Steve Walsh there saying, I've got about a yard. Do you still want to go for it, Coach? And I think Jim Mora will go for it. But one of the disadvantages here, I'll let Jim Tunney make the call.
Defense is half the distance of the goal line. It'll be 4th down. We're short about that far to a first down. 4th down.
Well, Jim Tunney, it's really less than a yard, isn't it?
Now, wait a minute. I think there you go. They moved the football back. They had it marked inside the 4-yard line, and the officials have just moved it back. There's some confusion down there. Now they were measuring. Steve Walsh was indicating that it was only about a half a yard. Now it's a full yard and a half. So some confusion on the part of the officials.
It's 4th down, and the Saints take the points off the board and go for it. Hilliard, touchdown!
Listen to this crowd. You think they've got a new quarterback here in town? John Forte, take your spot on the bench. Steve Walsh is now the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. And John Forte is the first out to congratulate him. A classy move on his part.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that was a pretty gutsy call to lay that kind of a pass in there on 4th down. Morton Anderson. Oh, they blew the snap. Barnhart's going to throw. Barnhart drops the snap. So a bit of the luster of a great drive finished off with Walsh's touchdown pass.
For the 3rd time in this drive, they use a pick play for a big play. This time it's Thane Gash that gets picked.
Even when the weather doesn't behave,
Rain, rain, go away.
Chevy Astro does. It's the only compact van that offers the security of all-wheel drive with standard 4-wheel anti-lock brakes. The technology that's built into the Chevy Astro is designed to help you stay in control. What you put into Chevy Astro is up to you to control. More families are winning with
Heartbeat of America.
Today's truck is Chevrolet.
The airline that brings you 10 countries across Asia and the Pacific now bridges the Atlantic to Europe. With flights to Frankfurt and to Paris. Come fly the airline that spans more than half the world. United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Oh, here we go! Oh!
You're dust, baby.
Zombie Blitz! How you like me now, baby?
Now, a teacher's career in jeopardy, a student's reputation at stake, a Hull High you can't miss on NBC tonight.
Well, they gave up an awful lot to get Steve Walsh, but off his first drive, he makes them very happy here in New Orleans as he takes them for a touchdown. But a fumble hold by Tommy Barnhart, and Anderson never gets the extra point kick, and so it's 9-3 with a minute 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. We'll be back to see if the Browns can put some late thunder together.
When the only thing better than making it to the top is making it to the bottom.
It's the right feel now.
Because you know looking good isn't just for summer.
It's the right feel now.
Because you know winter's the time to turn up the heat. So call for the Silver Bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
It's the right feel now.
Not long ago, one of the first Lumina sedans was bought by a family of 5. They said they liked how smooth it was, all the room it had, and they liked the price. Since then, the Lumina sedan has quickly become the best-selling new car name in America. Apparently, a lot of people are winning with
The heartbeat of America, that's today's Chevrolet.
Now it's easy to win with the heartbeat.
How do some people feel about their antifreeze? Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Prestone. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
When it comes to high performance, no regular battery performs better or longer than a Duracell. You can't top the copper top.
Of their lifetime, and yours. The NBA on NBC.
Michael Dean Perry on the Browns bench, a bruised knee. He was out of that Cleveland defensive lineup for most of that Saints touchdown drive. He hopes to get back in there. Now we have a minute 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. Kozar has all of his timeouts left and all the confidence in the world off Monday night when his team was down by 9 points in the last 3 minutes.
Probably the best the Browns offense looked the entire game on Monday night. Don't forget their last 2 drives, they were in the 2-minute offense, and they went 80 and 61 yards in 2 consecutive drives to win that football game. Let's see what they can do here at the end of the first half.
They trail by 6, 9-3. Out of his hands. Troy Cook was right there on the hit of Kevin Mack. I don't think the play was very promising anyway. There seemed to be a lot of Saints around there.
Yeah, that's the second time they've tried a screen pass and it just hasn't worked. You know, Dr. Troy Cook yesterday, he wants to be an actor when he's finished playing football, but he says because he doesn't have any acting experience, he'll probably have to accept roles like being a pimp. But he wants to get in someday to get into some more championship roles.
Second down and 10. A minute 4 left. Kozar flushed out of there. He's going long for Brian Brennan. Almost picked off by Benny Thompson. Well, Kozar forced out of the pocket, and he unleashes a bomb.
The reason this play did not work was because Bernie Kozar had to roll to his left. If he'd been rolling the other way, he would have been able to put more on that ball, and Brian Brennan was open, but because the ball floated just a bit, the defense had time to react to it. You know, the Saints defensively, they realized that when Brian Brennan comes in the football game, much like Eric Metcalf in these spread situations, they're going to try to get him the football, so expect them to focus on Brian Brennan.
It's third down and 10. Big rush. And a big catch. Vernon Jones makes the grab over the 30-yard line as Kozar stuck that one in there. It was Joynes who made the great catch of a Kozar pass on 4th down and 2 in the closing seconds of the game on Monday night, and the play went for 20 yards. We'll be back. 45 seconds left. The Browns looking for some points.
Proper maintenance with AC Delco parts can significantly reduce premature wrinkles. AC Delco, it's like buying time.
In these uncertain times, the intelligent investor focuses on current trends, watches the economic indicators, analyzes the various business sectors, developing keen insights before making a single move on Wall Street. On the other hand, the extremely intelligent investor has someone else help him do it. Prudential-based securities, rock solid, market wise.
Live in-concert performance, Optimus, available at Radio Shack, America's technology store.
A grueling race over 18 formidable fences. A challenge to both man and horse. The Breeders' Cup Steeplechase next Saturday on NBC.
The Browns have it 1st and 10 with 45 seconds left here in the first half. They have 2 timeouts left. Reggie Langhorne over the middle. We have a flag down on the play, though, as Langhorne has the first down out by the 47-yard line. But a flag thrown on the play. Jim Tunney will check it out. And I believe it is against the Saints. That's what one of the Browns is saying. Face mask. They grabbed the face mask of Vernon Joynes, the wide receiver of the Browns.
I believe it was Vince Buck, the rookie, number 26, who did that because the flag was thrown right at his back. And the Browns, once again, in their 2-minute offense, are making things happen.
Flag for completed pass, 15 yards, face mask.
Wow, a big one. That's not the incidental face mask. That's the personal foul. There must have been something flagrant that happened on the play.
Well, now they're knocking on the door, getting into field goal range. 39 seconds left. Brian Brennan's open, makes the catch. Tackled on the play by Toy Cook. And he's down to the Saints' 32-yard line as Kozar really a master at this.
Bernie Kozar just has so much confidence in Brian Brennan. There's nothing to that route. He just goes down, turns around, catches the football. They've been making a good living doing it for a long time.
Hey, Dick, where's Care-Body? Try the library. Okay. This is my library. And I suppose that's your atlas. No, this is my 21-volume encyclopedia. This is my atlas. I just put this into my Magnavox computer and I get a dictionary, thesaurus.
The new Magnavox PC combines compact disc with computer technology to make your whole family smarter. IBM compatible and complete with an entire software library.
My brother's never even heard of Care-Body. Don't get smart, Tom. It's too late.
Magnavox. Smart choice. Very smart.
9-3. There's Bud Carson, hoping that his Browns can cash in here in the closing seconds of the first half. He really rode out a storm last week.
Yeah. Getting back to this drive, though, let's see if the Browns come back to that flip sweep that was so successful the last time they were down in this area.
Kozar in trouble and throws it away.
They tried the screen again for the 3rd time today. It hasn't worked yet. I don't know why they keep coming back to it. It simply is not there. The Saints are reading that play. They need to ditch that play, get it out of the game plan. It's not there this afternoon.
28 seconds now remaining in the half. That's Paul Lanham the special teams coach. He's talking with Bud Carson, and what he's telling him right now is how far he feels Corrick, the field goal kicker, is accurate from.
And right now they're looking at about a 50-yard field goal if they throw an incomplete pass here.
There's Corrick, the kicker, number 2. Third down. Slaughter makes a great catch over his head down at the 21-yard line as Kozar set it high, and Slaughter went up to get it. And that's the 200th catch of his NFL career. The clock is running, too. 10 seconds to go in the half. Cleveland has a timeout left. What are they doing? They're calling the timeout right now. That's it. They're going to have to kick the field goal right now.
You know what happened on that play was because the ball was thrown high, Webster Slaughter didn't get a chance to get out of bounds. If he had the chance to get out of bounds, they could have saved the timeout and run another play. But because he did not, they had to let the clock tick down. They could use the timeout then.
Coming up at halftime now, Dick Enberg, Will McDonough, O.J. Simpson, all the scores and highlights of this week number 6 in the NFL. And Dick's been following the NFL Sunday number 6 for us as we've gone back for our updates, and we'll see. Be sending you to New York at halftime. Our score here, 9-3. The Saints leading over the Browns. Jerry Corrick can try and get the Browns to within 3 if he can connect on this field goal.
And don't forget, they only trail by a field goal if they can make this because the Saints missed their extra point.
It's a 39-yard attempt. He's 1 for 1 on the day, 4 out of 5 this season. And it's good. And Cleveland puts together a pretty good drive, helped out by a big face masking penalty on the New Orleans Saints, and they get the field goal. So Bud Carson's Browns go to the locker room down by 3. Jim Mora has made a quarterback change here this afternoon as he lifts John Fourcade in favor of Steve Walsh. He took him for a touchdown but a missed extra point. And we'll be right back after these messages from your local station. The Saints over the Browns at halftime. 9-6 your score.
Here he is, the star of the Cleveland Browns, our own Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Newsome.
Well, if I'm your Wizard of Oz, it's only because I know how to perform a little magic. And if you listen, you'll learn how to share the magic.
When I started in the NFL 12 years ago, I knew how young people looked up to professional athletes. I knew I had a responsibility and an opportunity to help kids fulfill their potential.
The most important thing, I think, that I like to get across is choices.
That's why I've become a United Way volunteer. I've counseled kids who were throwing their lives away on drugs. I tried to show teenagers that drinking and driving don't mix. I want to make sure they all get the chance at life that they all deserve.
Matt, it's rough out there, but I know you'll make it. Thanks. Because the United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
Welcome back to New York and NFL Live, and for the fans down in New Orleans and, of course, in Dallas as well, gentlemen, Steve Walsh's debut is an impressive one.
Yeah, when you go out, you want to make a trade to improve your team. New Orleans bit the bullet. They went out and got Steve Walsh, and it's paying dividends already. First time he's in the game, he takes his team 79 yards for a touchdown. On the other side of the ball, the Cleveland quarterbacks were sacked 15 times in 4 games, none last week and only 1 today. So they're hanging in there. I'm surprised that offensive line is doing a good job. They're hanging in there, but you got to give Steve Walsh credit. He's getting the job done for him. We got to be excited in New Orleans.
Yeah, Bernie.
But hey, they might be doing a great job with the offensive line, Dick, but they still scored 3 points. Okay, they might be pass protecting them great, but they're scoring 3 points. Their biggest problem, Juice, is they're 28th in rushing. That's why they picked up forward to see if they could do a better job, running the ball.
Now, earlier on NFL Live, you mentioned with some jest about the pistol-packing Patriots, but there is a serious side.
Well, there is a serious side, and I understand from talking to Patriots people this afternoon that the 2 players, Irving Fryer and Hartley Dykes, will both be fined within the next 48 hours or so, and it'll be in 4 figures. More than 1,000, less than 5,000. So the Patriots are not kidding about it. They're very unhappy about the episode in Providence this week, and they intend to do something about it.
And New England's problems continue not only on the field, but off the field as well. Well, on the scoreboard, the Houston Oilers have taken a 28-10 lead against the Cincinnati Bengals late in the first half. Sam Weich's team on the road again, third of 5 straight. Early on, you got a break as Barney Bussey intercepts this pass by Warren Moon, and Bussey will return it to the Houston 40-yard line. And from there, the Bengals will punch it in to take a 7-0 lead. But then the run and shoot of the Oilers takes charge in the saddle. Warren Moon leads the NFL touchdown passes. This is his 12th to the rookie Tony Jones of 33 yards to tie the score. And Moon comes right back. His target this time, the veteran Drew Hill, and it'll give the Oilers a 14-10 lead. Again, 33 yards. And shortly after that touchdown, this pass, Boomer Esiason looking for his tight end, Rodney Holman, through Holman's hands and into the grasp of Richard Johnson, who takes it 30 yards for a touchdown. And it is 21-10 at that point, and they've added a touchdown, 28-10. Still play in the first half. So let's go out to the Houston Astrodome and Don Criqui.
We welcome those of you who have been watching Cleveland and New Orleans at halftime, as right here at the Astrodome, it is a 28-10 game. The Bengals had a 10-7 lead, and all of a sudden the Oilers erupted. They've scored 3 unanswered touchdowns. One by their defense and an interception return by Richard Johnson, who subsequently was injured and has left the game. And 3 touchdown throws today by Warren Moon. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at the Astrodome in Houston. The Bengals in white are the leaders of the AFC Central Division. Esiason with a swing pass going out to Dick Brooks. And a lot of sensational players in this game if you're just joining us, but number 79 on the Oilers, Ray Childress, their defensive tackle, has been phenomenal. Absolutely extraordinary. From Richardson, Texas, nearby to Dallas.
So the Oilers with a commanding now 28-10 lead in that first half. Elsewhere in Atlanta, the 49ers, who play so well on the road, lead the Falcons 21-14. Joe Montana, 3 touchdown passes in the first half, 2 of them to the great Jerry Rice. A block punt led to one of the Atlanta touchdowns, Bobby Butler, but it's 21-14 San Francisco before halftime. In the Meadowlands, the Jets and Chargers, and the Jets having trouble handling the snap from center on punts. It's led to 9 points, a safety and a touchdown as San Diego leads it 16-3. In Kansas City, the Lions jumped out to a 14-3 lead, and the Chiefs have come back. Have the lead just before halftime, 17-14. Christian Okoye with a 4-yard touchdown run to give the Chiefs the lead. And in New Orleans, as you know, Steve Walsh taking over for John Fourcade, ineffective. Walsh completes his first 7 passes of that game, and it is 9-6 at halftime, the Saints and the Cleveland Browns. So those are the scores of the early games thus far, and no major surprises.
Oh, they're not, especially on that Houston game. I'm going to have to defer to Will because he told me this morning that Houston was a mortal lock today. So I'll let Will comment on that.
Well, listen, I don't want any credit for that, but I just felt about this game, and I don't want because it's not over yet, okay? But, Cincinnati was on the road. They went through all they went through last, had a great win against the Rams, and here's Houston just sitting there waiting for them. Houston's know them handle them easily in the Astrodome in recent years, and now it looks like Cincinnati's at the point in the game where they got to open it up, and that leaves them open to mistakes, so it's going to be difficult for them to come back.
And the game with watching the New Orleans and the Cleveland Browns, the fact that neither team really able to generate a lot of offense, they do have a common denominator there. It's one of these clubs has to be able to find a way into the end zone. So the other scores, Tampa Bay leading Green Bay 9-0 in the second quarter, and we'll return to NFL Live and game action after these words from your local station.
Tonight, instead of a repeat Murder, She Wrote, join the 7 million you viewers who switch to Life Stories. See how plastic surgery changed these people's lives. Life Stories. Then, they left the city for the suburbs. But what they found was a mystery.
I just heard a murder being planned.
Robert Urich, Terry Garr, A Perfect Little Murder on NBC tonight.
What you want as the flyer is you want first class at coach prices. We want to show you a brand new first class cabin. Take a look at that.
Oh, man. Great.
On the 1st of October, 95% of Eastern's fleet will have the expanded cabin. Now, they won't all have the new seats. You'll get the leg room, you'll get the food service, you'll get the extra flight attendant. But the key to this is pricing. Eastern's pricing policies conform to your corporate travel policies. And we're calling this our corporate rate.
The motor oil in your engine is no longer the best in wear protection. Tests prove the wear protection in new Exxon Superflow stands up long after the wear protection in leading oils begins to break down. In fact, it's twice as effective. Look at the scoring with the leading oil, and you'll see your choice is simple. You can change to new Exxon Superflow or settle for second best. New Exxon Superflow, twice as effective against wear.
Current Affair Extra, Sunday night at 11:35.
Welcome back to New Orleans, everybody, and to the Superdome. It's 9-6 at halftime. The New Orleans Saints leading over the Cleveland Browns. Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth. And as I was outside milling around during halftime here, everybody saying, boy, this kid Steve Walsh can play. They're very happy here. Why? Because John Fourcade started the game at quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, but didn't move the team in their first two drives, so Jim Mora pulled him in favor of Steve Walsh. Walsh came in. He threw 7 for 7 consecutive passes complete, took them on a 9-minute drive for a touchdown.
Well, I didn't think that John Fourcade looked that bad that he should have been taken out of the ballgame. Obviously, it was designed by Jim Moore to give Steve Walsh a chance to play here today. And certainly he responded. When he came in the football game, this crowd went crazy. They've been looking forward to this moment for a long time. And as you say, he responded very well, taking him down for a touchdown on his very first drive.
All right, now the passing situation, he really went with short passes all the way down the field.
Yeah, and this is going to be a key for the Cleveland Browns in the second half. You can see that Walsh did not throw a pass in the 16 or longer range. And what the Cleveland Browns have to do defensively now is to try and take away the underneath stuff, because Steve Walsh is going to make a living on those underneath passes. And unless they can take him away, then Steve Walsh will continue to work that way. They've got to force him to throw down the field because he does not have a tremendously strong arm.
Cleveland made a big mistake. They had stopped New Orleans on the drive, forced the Saints to kick a field goal, but they jumped offside on the field goal try. The Saints then took the penalty, opted to go on fourth down, and here's what happened now on the touchdown situation as Walsh brought him up to the line of scrimmage.
Really a gutsy decision by Jim Mora. Here it was 4th and 1, and he decides to throw a pass. But as you can see, Thane Gash was picked on that play. It was a play that they had used about 3 different times during the course of that drive. They picked defensive backs. They got Frank Minifield twice. Then they got Thane Gash for the touchdown.
Incidentally, the first guy who came out to congratulate Steve Walsh after the touchdown pass was John Fourcade. But there was a mistake right after that, as Tommy Barnhart could not handle the snap on the extra point. Morton Anderson never got a chance to kick it. Cleveland got the ball back, drove down the field, and a field goal by Jerry Corrick right at the gun at the end of the first half gives us a 9-6 game at the end of the first half. And we'll be back with the second half kickoff here from the Superdome right after this timeout.
Tonight.
The edge, man. I mean, that's what it's all about.
His career in jeopardy.
I'm a teacher. We have to be discreet.
Her reputation at stake. The Hull High you can't miss on NBC tonight.
Now, we're going to give the business flyer what the business flyer is demanding. So we're going to say to them, at a coach fare on Eastern, you book and fly first class. We're going to give them a corporate rate that the corporate travel manager will approve. This is not a short-term promotion. This is a fundamental change in the way in which we're going to market business travel in the airline industry today, and Eastern is going to lead that effort.
Sky 6, only on 6 News.
So the Saints lead by 3 over the Cleveland Browns as we get set for the second half. 9-6 the score in this one. Steve Walsh back in there, warming up now to start the second half. He's got to feel very, very comfortable with the way he played. They gave him some nice plays to run. John Fourcade is doing the warming up job as he's catching the Walsh passes. And Fourcade with the baseball cap on, might be a long time before he gets back in there now.
Yeah, you've got to wonder how John Fourcade is feeling right now. You'll remember before the trade was made, he was very adamant about the fact that he didn't think that trade was necessary for Steve Walsh, that he was the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints and that he could handle the job. Obviously, Jim Mora and Jim Finks felt otherwise.
Well, do you get a feel for how this game's going to go? I really don't. I mean, I don't think anybody came out and dominated this football game.
Well, remember, though, that Steve Walsh has only had one drive. He's only had the football once, and he took him the length of the field. On the other side of the field, Bernie Kosar, they look good in that 2-minute offense. You have to wonder now if Bud Carson and his team might consider going to it sometime other than at the end of the half or the end of the game. Last week they were terrific. At the end of the game they had 2 long drives and won the football game with the 2-minute offense as we look at the halftime stats. Really the big stat there is the time of possession. The Saints, with that long drive under Steve Walsh, were able to dominate the ball control and time of possession.
And that drive went over 9 minutes. So the Browns will accept the kickoff of Morton Anderson. The Saints came into the game 1-3. They've already had their bye week. The Browns come in 2-3. Both teams trying to stay away from picking up that 4th loss so early in the season. Short kickoff, and Metcalf takes it at the 10. And good special teams coverage. Joe Smenke and Frank Scales are down on the coverage for the Saints, and the Browns have their first possession starting inside their 20-yard line, which Bud Carson thought last night was very important to start getting the ball over the 20 on kickoffs.
Yeah, you know, I'm really surprised that we haven't seen Eric Metcalf be more of a factor in this football game. We talked to Bud Carson last night, and he said, I realize that Eric Metcalf on an AstroTurf field can be spectacular, but really, we haven't even called his name out here today.
He's in the backfield right now at tailback, and he gets the ball. It upfield and struggles to get 2 yards to the 20-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 8 as the Saints flew to the football. That's what Vaughn Johnson told us yesterday. What I like about our defense is we fly to the football, and sometimes I might make the hit and hold the runner up so that all the rest of the troops arrive.
Yeah, those defensive guys like Vaughn Johnson, they're sick. I mean, really, they are. They like to hold up offensive players and let everybody else come in and spear them and try and strip the football away. That's a crazy group in that Saints front 7.
2nd down and 8 for Kosar.
Webster Slaughter is clapping his hands. Evidently something happened. And Robert Massey, it's right in the vicinity where Robert Massey picked it off. Evidently he did something to Webster Slaughter, and that's exactly what happened. Pass interference is going to negate the touchdown and give the Browns the 1st down. Jim Mora can't believe it. He thought he had this game blown wide open with that one. But again, they continue to pick on Robert Massey. Bernie Kosar said last night they felt he was the weakness of the defense.
Pass interference. Defense. 1st down.
Let's take a look and see if we can pick up any of the pass interference. 2 flags down, though, so an obvious call. Bernie Kosar got hit. Couldn't really see what happened. But you see Webster Slaughter pointing at Robert Massey. He felt right away that there was some kind of pass interference on that play. Big play in the ball game right there.
So instead of 6 points for the Saints on the interception, it's 1st down for Cleveland. Kevin Mack. And he's stopped by Sam Mills. Mills brings him down at the 30-yard line. So a short gain for Mack, and it will be 2nd down and 8 for Cleveland.
Defensively, this has been a strange game for the Saints. You know, they go through spurts where they're really dominating the front line and they can stop everything that the Browns are throwing at them. And then all of a sudden, Kevin Mack will get up a little momentum and break a long one. So a big series of downs right now for the Saints defense. They've got the crowd in it. They don't want to lose them.
It's Leroy Horde, and not much there. And if you watch when Horde came to the pile, the Saints know that Horde's been having some problems the last couple of weeks, fumbling the football. Did you see them all reaching in there trying to knock the ball away from the New Orleans resident, Horde? He grew up around here.
Yeah, Leroy Hort said, you know that I'm a Saints fan because I used to come to the game, and in fact, he even said he used to wear a bag over his head when he came to the Saints game, the old traditional thing they did here when they followed the Saints.
3rd down and 7. Incomplete, intended for Webster Slaughter. Kozar got hit after he threw the football.
Give that offensive line plenty of credit on that one. He had time to throw the football. He tried to get the ball to Brian Brennan on that simple little stop turnaround route, but Boy Cook had him covered on that play. Simply no one open, and he had to throw it away.
Cleveland's problems punting the football continue. That's Vince Buck hoping to take it back.
And once again, the Saints with 10 men on the line of scrimmage, they're going to try and shake him up. He shanked the last one.
Gets this one away, and a nice punt by Wagner. Vince Buck, the rookie, at the 25. Sidesteps at Eddie Johnson hit, but Johnson got enough off him to knock him down at the 30-yard line, and that's where the Saints and Steve Walsh will start when we come back. It's 9-6 New Orleans.
Whether I'm racing 200 miles an hour or driving 55, I don't accept compromises. You shouldn't either. Cars should be responsive yet fuel efficient, roomy yet sleek, not to mention affordable.
Well, surprisingly, one car does all that and more. The new Cutlass Supreme.
And in the coming months, we'll show you that when you take a look at any new Cutlass Supreme, you'll see.
Here's one car that does it all and does it right.
New generation of old.
It's more than just a game.
17.
And if you play your cards right,
20.
you could win it all.
25. 25? I won. With that lineup? Yeah. Yeah.
Play Diet Coke Super Bowl lineup, and you could win up to $25,000. Game pieces and caps only on packages with Super Bowl lineup emblems.
Tough luck, Boomer.
Collect and win or win instantly.
Hey, a Super Bowl trip.
With 100% NutraSweet.
You've been up in the air for hours. Now you got to make up the time. Aren't you glad Hertz has a faster, easier way to rent a car? Number 1 Club Gold. No paperwork, no stopping at counters, nothing to slow you down.
Hertz, we're America's wheels.
You go straight to our Gold parking area, where your car is waiting, ready to go.
I'm gonna make it.
Hertz, we're America's
It's the fastest way to rent a car.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Oldsmobile. Stop by your Oldsmobile dealer and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. By Diet Coke with 100% NutraSweet. You'll drink it just for the taste of it. By Hertz. We never forget who made us number 1. We're Hertz. We're America's wheels. And by Castrol GTX, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth along with you at the Superdome. Just started the second half. Cleveland failed to move on their first drive. They trail by 3, so the Saints have it. And Steve Walsh back to pass. Dumps it off to Dalton Hilliard. Boy, that play looked like it was going nowhere, and it turns into a big play all the way down to midfield.
Give Steve Walsh all the credit in the world on this one. He was in big trouble here and tried to find a way to get rid of the football, just dumped it off almost in the grass. And now watch Dalton Hilliard. This is what they were talking about. His ability when he gets in a crowd to make something happen. Dalton Hilliard is so low to the ground. His center of gravity is so low that he can make cuts that other people simply cannot make.
Nice block by the guard, Steve Trapello. Mike Johnson downfield. 1st and 10 now.
And here goes Steve Walsh again. This is the second straight drive he's started in this fashion.
20-yard play there. Walsh to Hilliard. Just missed Lonzel Hill. At the 32-yard line, he had Lonzel Hill in front of his defensive back that was covering him, Tony Blaylock. but just laid it out there a little bit too far.
And as you can see, that's Steve Walsh's first incompletion on the day. But again, I must get back to the point that the Browns are allowing the underneath pass completions here. And they're going to have to force Steve Walsh eventually to go down the field. He doesn't want to. He's a ball control offensive quarterback, and the Browns are going to have to tighten it up underneath.
Second down and 10 now from midfield. 11:51 left here in the third quarter, and the Saints lead by 3. Dalton Hilliard with some nice running room as he gets up near the Cleveland 46-yard line. The tackle made by a rookie, Anthony Pleasant. The Browns have had to make some changes on their defensive front. Michael Dean Perry is still not in there. He suffered a bruised knee in the second quarter. They're going with a real young defensive line right now. I see Rob Burnett, a rookie, in there. Bob Bukowski's in there. Anthony Pleasant is a rookie. He's in there. And when the drive started, Tom Gibson was in there too. Gibson's out of the lineup right now. There's Bukowski, 94. So the only original starter in there right now is Robert Banks, 97. Third down and 6 for the Saints. Browns coming with a lot of people. They've got Troy Turner wide open. Touchdown. Yards. Steve Walsh burned the Browns on a blitz.
You're not going to be able to see it in this play, but what happened was the Saints lined up basically in an I formation for their wide receivers. Frank Minifield and Tony Blaylock got confused on that play. They each covered the wrong guy, and as a result, Floyd Turner was wide open.
And that's what they're talking about right now. Felix Wright explaining what he saw.
You have to wonder how much of that is a result of the fact that Frank Minifield has not been around to practice with this Browns defense.
This is how the roomy new Cutlass Supreme SL looks after traveling 300 highway miles on just 10 gallons of gas. And this is how Honda Accord looks after the same challenge. Well, if it hadn't run out of gas 20 miles back, you'd see that it's smaller and it's blue. Next trip, Dad, it's yours. Who says you can't get great gas mileage in a roomy, comfortable car? Cutlass Supreme is one car that does it all and does it right.
This is a new generation of old.
Help! Mother! I'm melting! It's hot! Melting! Save it!
Nothing refreshes quite like the real cola taste of Diet Coke. With 100% NutraSweet.
Hey, where's Boomer? Guys! Enemy on the open. Moving up on your right, Bravo 2. Fire!
I'm 30 miles from the action, but I'm responsible for a digital communication link between headquarters and brigade.
Enemy tank, checkpoint 1.
If the data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces together.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
Op 4 is eliminated.
All that you can be.
You did it, sir.
Outstanding.
It's on life in the Army.
Payne Stewart, Fuzzy Zeller, Robert Gomez, and more. Tee off of the Walt Disney World Oldsmobile Classic next Saturday on NBC.
The Saints by 10, 16-6. Steve Walsh, 46-yard touchdown pass to Floyd Turner. Walsh's second touchdown pass of the afternoon. Eric Metcalf way back in the end zone. Touchback. And they'll get the ball at their own 20-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown play.
All right, let's take a look at this. The Saints have 3 wide receivers basically in an I formation to start this play. Then they're going to send Brett Perryman in motion. Watch Frank Minifield. He's going to back up a little bit. Now his role changes, or at least he thinks it does. He's going to release Floyd Turner, thinking that Tony Blaylock is going to pick him up, number 24, right at the bottom of your screen. He does not. Minifield goes with another wide receiver. As a result, Floyd Turner was wide open, an easy touchdown for the Saints.
First and 10 Cleveland. They trail by 10. Kozar in trouble. There's a flag down, and the pass is incomplete at the 34-yard line. Reggie Langhorne was standing at the 32. That's where the flag was thrown. Let's see if he got grabbed or if he was doing the grabbing.
They're offsetting fouls, defensive holding, 68, tripping offense. Penalties offset, will be first down.
So it's a complete washout, and we'll do first down all over again. Now it's time for the Hertz 10-minute ticker. Wow, Houston 31-10. They blow it open on the Bengals. San Francisco 31-21, only at the half, 52 points. San Diego laying it on the Jets. There was some mention that Dan Henning's job was in question out in San Diego. Kansas City makes a move on Detroit after they trail. And Cleveland will need a come-from-behind effort here this afternoon. They trail by 10, 16-6. And after the offsetting penalties, we do first down all over again. A screen to Metcalf. Nothing there.
Pat Swilling all over that play, and you have to wonder how many times are the Cleveland Browns going to try the screen pass. The outside linebackers for the New Orleans Saints are the very strength of this football team, and yet the Browns continue to challenge Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson on the outside. Now, they've got the right idea here. You want to get the football in the hands of Eric Metcalf and give him some time to get a chance to do something. But you saw on that play, Ralph Tam, number 65, had trouble getting out. The guard had trouble getting out in front of that screen, and that's why it broke down.
It lost 4 yards, and it's second down and 14. Metcalf goes out in motion. Kozar being blitzed and hit just as he threw by Pat Swilling. And it's third down and 14. And once this guy starts finding his way to the quarterback, he just never stops. Swilling is a great pass rusher.
This is the situation that the New Orleans Saints want to be in. Now they can turn these guys loose. Pat Swilling and Ricky Jackson and Wayne Martin and Vaughn Johnson. They're going to come get Bernie Kosar. And traditionally, the Browns have not been a good come-from-behind team, although they pulled it off last week against the Broncos.
Yeah, they didn't do bad Monday night, down by 9. Third down and 14. Here they come again. Kosar steps up. Long, incomplete, almost intercepted by Robert Massey as he tried to get it to Reggie Langhorne. And the Browns go out again, and they'll be forced to punt. Here's the Saints defense coming off.
I agree with the idea of that last play. The Browns are going to have to loosen up this Saints defense by throwing deep, but not on 3rd and 14. You're not going to fool anybody then.
They're coming after the punt again. Wagner got nailed, and there's a flag down. They had 6 guys hit Brian Wagner. That is the picture of frustration. And that's roughing the kicker, and that will be a first down.
Jim, I'm sorry, but that is so stupid. Why in the world? Here it is, you're making him kick from his own 1-yard line anyway, and now you're going to rough the kicker. You've got a 10-point lead. You're going to have the football back inside the Browns' 50-yard line. The game is very, very, very much over if they just hold on to the football.
All right, now, sometimes they say that Ralph Tam pitches just before he's going to snap. That's how the special teams on the other side are seeing and getting a good gauge on when the snap's going to go. He drops down a little bit just before he snaps.
but they protected him on that play. He had time to get the punt off, and a big play right now. A stupid play by the Saints. They're allowing the Cleveland Browns back in the football game.
So it's a first down for the Browns on the roughing the kicker, and they're at their 31-yard line. Webster, Slaughter in motion. Big break for Cleveland. Kevin Mack. And he runs it all the way over the 40-yard line. And should be a Cleveland first down to the 42, and it is. And that really has changed the momentum in this game, just even by the crowd noise factor.
Wow. And now they're allowing the Cleveland Browns to get back to their style of football. They've got it out. They're not inside the 20-yard line anymore. They've got it out where they've got a little room to operate. Let's see if Bernie Kosar now will try to stretch that defense a little bit. They're playing awfully tough in that 10-yard passing zone.
9 minutes to go, third quarter. First and 10 Cleveland. Mack's got a lot of running room again. And single-handedly, Kevin Mack has driven this football team down deep into Saints territory. It started at their own 31, and now on 2 plays, they're at the Saints 44 and another first down.
Emotionally, the Saints defense has to bounce back right now. They stopped them. They came up with a tremendous series. They were 3 and out. They did their job, and then a dumb play by the special teams forced them to go back out on the field. They have to regroup right now, though. The veterans out there, Von Johnson, Sam Mills, they have to take over this defense again because they had it going their way. They just blew it.
First and 10 Browns. Here's Metcalf. He just can't find any running room. No matter what he does, a look to the outside, a dart to the inside, he is just smothered by Saints defenders. Jim Wilkes, Pat Swilling, and Ricky Jackson all there on the tackle of Metcalf, and it will be second down and 9.
Now, Von Johnson yesterday basically dared Eric Metcalf to run inside. They want Eric Metcalf running inside because they feel like he's the most dangerous when he's outside catching the swing passes or taking the pitch on the sweep.
Derek Gainer checks into the Browns backfield right now with Leroy Moore. It's second down and 9. That's Gainer to the right of Kosar. Kosar in trouble. Throws. Almost intercepted. I believe the pass was deflected by Ricky Jackson. As Jackson came in there and got a hand on the pass, and once again, Robert Massey almost ended up with the interception, and if he had made it, he would have had that clear path down the sideline.
That's not the offensive line's fault that Bernie Kosar got hit on that play. When you go to a 3-step drop, you look one way and you throw the football. Bernie Kosar does not have time to look left and throw back right. Any punishment he takes on that play was his own fault. You have to look out there. If it's not there, throw it away. You don't have time to go back.
Well, big play now as you see the current drive. It's third down and 9. Kosar's got a lot of time. Throwing for Slaughter. Incomplete. He had him wide open. Slaughter had gotten away from Brent Maxey.
And we wondered when we were going to see this. The hitch and go, the hesitate and go. Webster Slaughter may be the best in the National Football League. Watch this. He's going to sit down, and Robert Massey bites on it. Now he's wide open. Bernie Kosar missed him with the football.
All right, so let me make the correction there. I blame Maxey. Obviously, it was Massey. Maxey got over there very late to try and make amends there. Here's Wagner punting now for the Browns. Boy, when he gets time, he does a great job. Look at this punt. Inside the 5-yard line, the Saints will start at their 4. And so Wagner says, see, when I get a little time, I can get the job done. The Browns still down by 10. We'll be right back.
It's more than just a game.
17!
And if you play your cards right,
20!
You could win it all.
25! 25? I won! With that lineup? Yeah! Yes!
Play Diet Coke Super Bowl lineup, and you could win up to $25,000. Game pieces and caps only on packages with Super Bowl lineup emblems.
Tough luck, Boomer.
Collect and win or win instantly.
Hey, a Super Bowl trip!
With 100% NutraSweet.
Whether I'm racing 200 miles an hour or driving 55, I don't accept compromises. You shouldn't either. Cars should be responsive yet fuel efficient. Roomy yet sleek. not to mention affordable.
Well, surprisingly, one car does all that and more. The new Cutlass Supreme.
And in the coming months, we'll show you that when you take a look at any new Cutlass Supreme, you'll see.
Here's one car that does it all and does it right.
New generation of old.
A spatula.
Edith, my battery is dead. Will you make me a copy? I'll pay you.
A reminder to check your batteries with the new Copper Top Tester. It's free and only from Duracell.
Is your car shaking, rattling, or rolling? Whether it's alignment, shocks, or struts, Midas uses top technology to diagnose the problem and top technicians to fix it. For suspension or alignment, nobody beats Midas. Nobody.
Montana. Rice. Taylor. The Steelers battle the 49ers next Sunday.
Bud Carson's Browns do not cash in after the Saints roughed their punter, and then Kevin Mack took the Browns on 2 consecutive running plays, 26 yards deep into Saints territory, and then they never moved another yard after that as Mack came out of the lineup.
Well, they never gave Kevin Mack the ball back, and you have to wonder about that strategy.
It's 1st and 10 now for Steve Walsh and the Saints at their own 4-yard line. Dalton Hilliard in motion. Hayward gets it and brings it out near the 9-yard line. Ray Matthews on the tackle for Cleveland, and David Grayson there too. So it will be 2nd down and 6 as he ends up with 4 yards.
A big series of downs right now for the Cleveland defense. They have to hold them down here. They've got them trapped inside the 5-yard line, and so far Steve Walsh has had 2 drives and 2 touchdowns. The Browns defense has to rise to the occasion. They have to do it right now.
6 minutes and 18 seconds left to go. Just the 3rd quarter. The Saints have a score here on a 46-yard touchdown pass by Steve Walsh. He's led 2 Saints drives since coming in both touchdowns. Both touchdown passes, too. Hilliard. Matthews is there, and then he's helped out by Mike Johnson and Robert Banks. And so it will be 3rd down from the 10-yard line.
The Browns defense right now is daring Steve Walsh to throw the football. They came up in a 9-man front that time, which is basically saying, hey, if you can beat us with a pass play, do it. I dare you to throw the ball.
Kind of a macho type effect here?
Absolutely. Especially the young quarterback. Here he is backed up in his own end zone. They need a 1st down right here. Big, big, big play in the ball game right now. 3rd and 4.
And he's in tough field position from his own 10-yard line. He's made all the plays so far, though. And he'll make this one. Kobe Brenner, the tight end, was wide open. And a 1st down for the Saints at the 19-yard line. Thane Gash brought him down.
I will tell you that coming into this ball game, I did not have a whole lot of respect for Steve Walsh. I didn't think that he had a big league arm. I didn't think that he was a big league quarterback. And right now, Steve Walsh is making me look very, very bad because he is showing us that if you give him time to throw the football, just like he did at the University of Miami when he led them to the national championship, he'll pick you apart.
1st and 10 now, and he has better field position. Starting at his 19. He's looking long again for Perryman. Incomplete with Frank Minifield on the coverage. Let's check the 10-minute ticker now. On Sunday, number 6 here in the NFL, the Oilers beating up on Cincinnati. San Francisco looking to remain undefeated. San Diego beating up on the Jets. Kansas City bouncing back after they trailed early to Detroit. And Tampa Bay, 19-7 over the Pack. And here in New Orleans, with 4:28 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the Saints leading over the Browns 16-6. It's 2nd and 10 from the Saints' 19-yard line. Hayward and Hilliard in an I formation. It's Hilliard. Mike Johnson tumbles him down at the 22-yard line. It will be 3rd down. What does Hilliard get to the hole fast? Bud Carson told me last night that Hilliard is a great 4-yard runner, and he considers that to be a very, very important quality for a running back. get the 4 yards that your team needs first, then look to make big plays. He thinks that too many running backs nowadays really look for the big play too much. Now, if you average that out, he's only getting 3 yards per run.
Very good. Your math teacher would be proud.
It's 3rd down and 7 here.
Here they are, back to that I formation. This is what they scored on. Let's see if the Browns can get it right.
Ball's throwing. Eric Martin has the ball. Is he inbounds? Yes, he is. Eric Martin makes the catch on the sideline, but let's watch where those feet came down.
See if he got them both down. Again, that I formation creating problems for the Browns secondary. Yes, indeed he does. That's 1st down for the Saints. And again, Steve Walsh has been virtually unstoppable when he's been in at quarterback. He's had 2 drives so far, 2 touchdowns, and now he's taking them from the 3-yard line thus far on this drive.
And just about using up what's left in the 3rd quarter. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of the clock running. 1st down, Saints at their own 32-yard line. Great job of footwork done by the receiver Martin. And here comes Hilliard with some pretty fancy steps to the 39-yard line. And we go back to New York right now. Here's Dick Enberg with an NFL Live update. Dick?
Jim, at the Meadowlands, San Diego's fullback Marion Butts has scored his 2nd touchdown today. This is a 6-yard run culminating an 89-yard drive that opened the 2nd half. It's now 29-3 San Diego. Jim?
Thank you, Dick. Boy, the Chargers laying it on the Jets, and the Jets come off a good win last week. 16-6, Saints. Leading by 10 over the Cleveland Browns. 2.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and it's 2nd down and 2. Back to Dalton Hilliard. 1st down, out to the 45. And now their running game is starting to explode a little bit on the Browns defense.
Well, when you respect the run, or when you respect the pass, the running game opens up. And that's exactly what Jim Mora was talking about yesterday. He said in order for us to run the football effectively, we at least have to threaten them throwing the football. And so far, Steve Walsh has been able to do that.
Let's make one point very important here. Michael Dean Perry has not been in the Browns defensive lineup in the middle of that front 4. I think you're right. Since the 2nd quarter, he's out with a bruised knee. Steve Walsh off the bench and a big hero so far this afternoon here in the Superdome. Play looked a little strange, didn't it, when it started? You bet it's strange because the flags go down.
Very interesting matchup right there. They've got Thane Gash on Eric Martin.
Number 72, still 1st down.
Dombrowski is nailed on the penalty, and that will cost him 5. Here's Michael Dean Perry out of the lineup right now with a bruised knee.
And he's not holding his helmet, and usually that's an indication that a player is done for the day. The Browns have an opportunity today with the Bengals losing down in Houston to pick up a full game on the front-running Bengals, but so far it doesn't look good.
1:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3 wide receivers for Steve Walsh on 1st down and 15 now after the penalty. In there nice and throws it high, though, to Hobie Brenner, who had beaten Mike Johnson, but Walsh laid it up there too tall for the tight end out of Southern Cal.
The Browns defensively are going to what we talked about earlier. They're going back to their traditional bump-and-run style of defense out there. They're trying to take away the underneath passes and force Steve Walsh to throw the ball down the field. We have yet to see him complete a long pass down the field, except for the play to Floyd Turner, and he was wide open. I think he is still untested throwing the ball in the intermediate and deep range, and so far today, we've only seen 1 completion out of Steve Walsh in that range.
That went for a touchdown. 46 yards to Floyd Turner. 2nd and 15 now. Ruben Mays in the lineup in motion. Walsh steps up and fires. That's going to be intercepted. Stephen Braggs picks it off for the Cleveland Browns as he read the play perfectly, and they call him the puppy dog, as he was one of the young Browns secondary players that came in during the Dixon and Minifield reign of the dog pound.
Nice adjustment by the Browns defensively. They're doing exactly what we talked about, and that's take away the 10-yard passing routes and force them to throw down the field in the 20 to 25-yard range, and it worked.
In today's higher revving and hotter running engines, wear is a greater problem than ever before. Oil breakdown can shorten the life of vital engine parts. That's why there's Castrol. Castrol provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown. So use Castrol, because driving today can be a grind. Castrol, engineered for today's smaller cars.
Buying a new car is a big step. With many car makers, the minute you drive it out the door, you may feel like you're on your own. But at Oldsmobile, you're covered by the Oldsmobile Edge, the most comprehensive owner satisfaction program in the industry. Standard on every new Oldsmobile. We're with you every step of the way.
The new generation of Olds.
You need two hands to count all the special rates and discounts on Allstate car insurance. For more than one car, pickup trucks, anti-lock brakes, airbags, good drivers, excellent drivers with Allstate home insurance, and retired drivers over 55. Pick up a phone and call an Allstate agent for details. For lots of ways to save, you're in good hands with Allstate.
Payne Stewart, Fuzzy Zeller, Robert Gomez, and more. Tee off at the Walt Disney World Oldsmobile Classic next Saturday on NBC.
Steve Walsh made a mistake, his first of the day. And the Saints give up the ball on a Stephen Bragg's interception, and the Browns get it back, down by 10. A minute 8 to go, third quarter. They're in Saints territory, and Kevin Mack is going backwards on a fine play by Ricky Jackson.
Ricky Jackson has been doing that for 10 years here with the Saints. And you'll remember he's a 10th-year player out of Pittsburgh, and he used to play with Hugh Green back in Pittsburgh. And a lot of people said at the time that Ricky Jackson was the better of the two linebackers, but many scoffed because Hugh Green was getting all the national attention. But so far during his pro career, Ricky Jackson has been exactly that, the better of the two players.
Second down and 14 now for Cleveland, back at the 49 of the New Orleans Saints. Quick hitter goes to Mack. Not much. Starting to look like he might be able to get to the corner, but then the play went backwards. Tackled by Sam Mills, and once again Ricky Jackson was over there too. That might be the end of the third quarter. Cleveland probably won't get another play off as they're looking at 3rd and 12. So they will go to the fourth quarter here in the Superdome, down by 10 points to the New Orleans Saints. 16-6 the score here in New Orleans. And we'll be right back with the fourth quarter after this.
They left the city for the burbs, but what they found was murder.
Oh, just my luck.
Robert Urich and Terry Garr invite you to a perfect little murder on NBC tonight.
If you want to know about Julian Graham Dodge, ask the people who bought here.
I live on the West Bank, and I shopped everywhere for a car, but my best buy was at Julian Graham Dodge.
If you really want an advantage, you gotta go to Julian Graham Dodge.
Safety is first with me, and airbags are standard at Julian Graham Dodge.
I'm a law student. Julian Graham worked out a good deal for me. He's a dealership you can trust.
For big savings, remember the name.
Remember the name, Julian Graham Dodge.
What's in a name? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But for fine jewelry, the name Don Boudreaux's does make a difference. Our reputation is one we're proud of. A reputation for quality and integrity. But it's also a reputation for value that our friends have counted on for years. So what's in a name? When it comes to fine jewelry, the right name does make a difference. Don Boudreaux's Fine Jewelers.
Hold. Every time I call about this car insurance, you guys put me on hold.
Bill, I need this right away.
Right. That's twice what I paid last year.
There are lots of broken promises about car insurance.
Well, I thought we had a deal. That's... Yeah, mine too.
At ABC Insurance, we take pride in keeping all of ours, and we provide car insurance for as little as $25 a month.
All right, look, just tell me, how do I get there? Where? Oh, no, that's too far. Forget it.
With neighborhood offices statewide, if you haven't called 833-0123, you've called the wrong number. For car insurance for less, call ABC.
Current Affair Extra, Sunday night at 11:35.
Bud Carson and his Cleveland Browns, after a huge win in Denver last Monday night, had to have the short practice week, had to come into a tough place to play again here in New Orleans. And they're down by 10. He needs 10 points in a hurry here in the fourth quarter to tie the game up. And he's got 3rd and 12 for Kozar. Kozar on the money to Langhorne, but I don't know if he got the first down. Very, very important spot, and Langhorne took one right in the breadbasket there. He is really hunched over.
I really have a lot of respect for Reggie Langhorne. No doubt about it on this play. He's going to get his bell rung. But this is what you have to do if you're going to be a big league wide receiver. Go right in there and take that shot from linebackers like Sam Mills. Reggie Langhorne's still down. But we saw him do it a couple of weeks ago against the San Diego Chargers, take a shot right in the mouth. And once again, he always shows the courage to go over the middle.
Reggie Langhorne still down on the ground as the Browns medical staff works on him. Bud Carson talking with Mike Pagel and Brian Brennan coming over there. We'll be back. The Browns trail by 10, 16-6. 14:51 left in regulation time.
No matter where you look, there's Mazda. We're introducing new products like the Miata, setting new sales records, winning the respect of the automotive press, and winning awards for both quality and customer satisfaction. But most important, we're making thousands of people feel just right.
Guess what? You're invited to the Halloween party of the year. Miller Lite's big Halloween haunt.
Right, big man. 160 very lucky people will be flown to Universal Studios Hollywood.
Find this special can hidden in 12 packs and cases of Miller Lite. It's your invitation to go.
Oh, it's 45,000 other prizes. Details from Miller Lite. It's gold.
Man, it's going to be a scream.
I've never seen her so happy.
Really? How do you measure success? For the Parkers, it was the day their youngest child went off to college. A day that began 12 years ago when a Dean Witter broker took a little extra time to convince them to set up a college fund. There are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures it, one investor at a time. Dean Witter, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
NBC Sports coverage of the National Football League is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Dean Witter, there are many ways to measure success. Dean Witter measures success one investor at a time. By the First Brands Corporation, makers of Prestone Advanced Formula Antifreeze. And by America's favorite light beer, Miller Lite, the sole sponsor of the NFL Player of the Year Award.
Reggie Langhorne walked off under his own power. But here it is right now. 4th down and less than 1. 2 for 7 on the season. Down by 10 points. Kevin Mack hit. Fumble. It's picked up by Gene Atkins. Saints ball. The Browns are contending that Mack was down.
You'll see Kevin Mack going over the top. May have had the first down if he had held on to the football. Everybody in the house knew where that play was going. They had Derek Gaynor, they had Kevin Mack in the backfield, Bud Carson deciding to go strength against strength. Just tell him the same where he was going to go, and he thought he could pick it up. And Kevin Mack unable to hang on to the football.
As you could see on replay, the ball was out before Mack's knees went down to the ground. Gene Atkins comes up with the fumble recovery. What a big, big turnover for Cleveland. As Chris mentioned, it looked like Mack had forward progress that would have given him the first down. Now Walsh gets a reprieve after the interception. And it's called. Eric Martin on a deflection. to the 37 of Cleveland.
Well, how do you do? Watch Eric Martin. He's working on Raymond Claiborne, the 35-year-old. Just a simple little corner route. Raymond Claiborne has him completely covered. Eric Martin was just a great, great catch for 26 yards down the sideline. You know, they were so worried about Eric Martin over the middle, but he's really done his damage today with the outside breaking routes.
A minute gone here in the fourth quarter. First and 10. Here comes Hilliard. Cuts it to the outside. Down to the Cleveland 20 and a first down.
I cannot tell you how impressed I have been with Dalton Hilliard today. This guy can do it all. Not only is he a quick back, you see him bouncing to the outside and outrunning Zane Gash and David Grayson here, but also when he gets in a crowd, he puts his head down and he plows forward for like 5 yards, like a Don Nottingham, the old bowling ball type of runner.
Stan Brock, the offensive lineman for the New Orleans Saints, told us yesterday he loves to block for Dalton Hilliard. Just thinks that he can change directions and never lose a stride. First and 10. He got 17 on that last run. Here he comes again. Well, that time they tackle him the proper way, right by the ankles. Okay, let's go to New York right now. Dick Enberg with an NFL Live update.
At the Astrodome, Warren Moon in a celebrating mood. Here's his fourth touchdown pass today. 11 yards to Ernest Gibbons, 38-10. Moon over 20,000 career yards. Cincinnati had just scored on an Esiason pass, but it's all Houston, Jim.
Well, Dick, they're throwing touchdown passes around the league today. I understand Joe Montana's thrown 4 of them to Jerry Rice in the game, tying a career high for him. As Dick just told you, Warren Moon's thrown 4. This guy's thrown 2, Steve Walsh, in his coming out party here in the Superdome. Here's Eric Martin. And with a little extra bunny hop after he was hit on the play, he's inside the 10. It's first and goal.
You know what's amazing about that play is how intelligent Steve Walsh is. Here come the Browns. They bring the entire house. They put the pressure on him, and he finds his hot receiver. When you've only got a couple of weeks to try and learn the offense, those blitzes and the hot receivers, knowing where they are on the football field, that's the toughest thing a quarterback has to do. But Steve Walsh is so intelligent on the football field, he's making it work.
So the Browns defense must dig in right here. You got to be thinking, let's hold the Saints to a field goal. They go to Hayward. He runs into Robert Banks. So nothing there, and first down is gone now. It will be second down and goal. Let's check the league scores now. We just updated you on Houston. 38-21 San Francisco. Montana with 5 touchdown passes. San Diego winning big on their way to their second win of the season. Kansas City looks like they're back on track. And Tampa Bay laying it on Green Bay, 26-7. And with 11:25 left and the clock running here in the Superdome, in the fourth quarter, it is 16-6 New Orleans. They are second and goal from the Cleveland 8. Walsh pours one right in there, intended for Greg Scales. A dangerous pass at the 1-yard line is incomplete. That one had some mustard on it.
When you get down here around the end zone, that's all you have to do. I mean, you have to find the tiniest of holes and zip it in there. They had a chance for the completion right there, but defensively the Browns came up with a big play, and they have to make another play. If they're going to stay in this football game, there's 11-11 left in the fourth quarter. They're down 10 points. They can give up a field goal and still only be down by 13 points. 2 touchdowns wins the game for the Browns. They have to make a play right here.
Carson urging his defense on. You saw him look to the scoreboard. He was playing math games to see what the numbers tell him. Third down and goal from the 8. Oh, the blown snap. Walsh just missed it. And now it would have to turn into a very long field goal attempt. But there are 2 flags down at the 10-yard line.
This is a big moment in the football game right here. Jim Tunney trying to get things straightened out. The flags were thrown at the line of scrimmage, so you wonder if someone moved.
There was an illegal use of the hands by the defense.
Oh, my.
That play, that foul is nullified. We have a false start on the offense, which killed the play. It'll be third down, 5-yard penalty. False start only.
So the only penalty that would be tagged will be the 5-yard penalty on New Orleans.
Now you tell me, Al, on a play like this, there's the false start.
Haverdink, the tackle.
How do you have time to illegally use your hands? I have no idea. I mean, that play all happened so quickly.
You know, we didn't get a number either, did we? On that play, no, everybody is saying no. We did not get a number, but we do know that Haverdink is the Saint that was penalized, and thus the only one that is flagged on the play that matters.
But, I mean, that play was destroyed immediately. Everybody on the defense knew that the play was destroyed, so you don't think that there's going to be some kind of holding. Maybe they took a shot to the head or something. I have no idea.
Well, now the ball is back at the 13-yard line. It's third down and goal from the 13.
There's no other way to say it than that Eric Martin has been teaching Frank Minifield a lesson today. It looks like a slant that he breaks off. Frank tried to hold him up, but it was too late. But that play was made by the offensive line. That was a broken route, and the offensive line gave Steve Walsh time to throw the football down the field. That was a second move. We also have a penalty on the play, I believe. Hard to tell exactly what was said down there.
I think it's on the Browns, and it will be marked off on the kickoff. 63 yards in 7 plays. A 13-yard touchdown pass by Walsh to Martin. The extra point is good, and the Saints are in big-time control of this game, 23-6 with 10:42 left in the fourth quarter. Steve Walsh has come off the bench, replacing John Fourcade, and firmly implanted himself as a quarterback.
And I switched to MCI. And you'd think AT&T would give me a break, right? But no. First thing is, don't you miss our great AT&T service? Can we define great? MCI guarantees I'll be happy with the service, and I get savings. Instant credits on wrong numbers. I mean, everything. Great. Well, don't you miss our great operators? Do they think they have the monopoly on operators, too? And then he says, would you come back for AT&T savings? Well, I said, can you beat what I get with MCI? Or just give me the facts. Just give me the facts. Give you, what?
Don't get pressured by AT&T. Get the facts.
He stirs in the land of dawning. He stirs now in the age of wandering. Now on the trail of beauty, he stirs.
The new Navajo from Mazda. It just feels right.
Some people think it's a great idea for you to buy a second-rate antifreeze. Not all antifreeze is the same. Nothing beats Presto. And that's something you might appreciate down the road.
When you're out street hiking, you better know how to read the terrain. Do your best to preserve the wildlife, because street hikers don't just walk, they hike.
You've helped make it an American classic, one of the most highly acclaimed series in television history, the winner of 12 Emmy Awards. It's the premiere episode.
Hey, enough hype. Just tell us when it's back on.
Thursday.
Well, okay. Was that so tough?
The season premiere of L.A. Law, Thursday on NBC.
This is the extra point attempt. Top of your screen, watch John Tice.
And Raymond Claiborne, number 26, is going to be a little frustrated. Whop. Right to the chops of John Tice.
Then a right hand by Tice.
I think the Browns are getting a little frustrated out there, and as a result of that play, Raymond Claiborne penalized 15 yards, and the Saints are going to kick off from the 50. Morton Anderson's liable to put this one in the upper deck.
You're right. He kicked the ball right through the goalpost. Watch this again. This is amazing. You talk about accuracy.
This ball lands somewhere down in Bourbon Street. See if it slices back in. It's good.
I'll tell you what, a pro golfer would like to be able to have that kind of control over his shots, huh?
I think he liked doing that. That was fun. Look at him. Here we go now. The Browns have to go to their 2-minute offense down right now. They've been effective with it, and they need a quick score.
10:38 left. They trail by 17, 23-6. Kozar loops it out there for Vernon Joins, and Robert Massey knocks the ball away. Kick off your night on NBC and play McMillions. You can win at least $1 million when you watch the new drama series, Hull High. Then on the critically acclaimed new series, Life Stories, meet 4 people looking for the surgical solutions. Plastic surgery is the story. The all-new Life Stories, followed by an NBC world premiere movie, A Quiet Little Neighborhood, A Perfect Little Murder, starring Terry Garr and Robert Urich, tonight, only on NBC. Kozar on second down, flush. Dumps it off to Kevin Mack, but they say that Kozar was in the grasp of Wayne Martin.
Bernie had time to throw the football here. He steps up in the pocket. The offensive line does a nice job of moving people around. There simply is nobody open. But you see Bernie with his head down there. You have to keep your head up in that situation and at least find a place to dump it off, because now they're end up 3rd and $1 million. And as the coaches like to say here, you make the call, baby.
And Chris, in keeping with tonight's primetime lineup, it's 3rd and $1 million. 3rd down, 17. He got hit again, but unloads the pass, and it is complete. No, they rule incomplete. Webster Slaughter was there. Kozar slow in getting up.
You simply cannot put yourself in this position if you're the Cleveland Browns. Here comes the entire army. Pat Swilling, Jim Wilkes, Vaughn Johnson, Ricky Jackson. They're too good. If they know you're going to throw the football, they're going to get you.
Brian Wagner to punt it away. Now, and limping off the field right now for the Cleveland Browns is Paul Farron, an offensive lineman who's been having a leg problem since the Kansas City game. But if you're the Saints on this one, do you just let Wagner punt it?
You bet.
Remember, they roughed Wagner the last time he was in this situation. No, they blocked it. And it will be a safety. Absolutely incredible. 4 punts blocked in the last 3 games for Cleveland.
They did not, and you're going to see here, the center hitch is the key. And Robert Massey gets a good jump when the center hitches. That's what the Saints have been going on. They picked it up in the films, and as you can see, nobody laid a finger on Robert Massey. Those corners are too fast in this league not to get a hand on it. You can't believe that the Browns are still having problems with this, but this is 3 straight games.
Special teams coach Paul Lanham frustrated.
It may have been 30 years ago, or just yesterday, a roadster caught your eye, and you've never been quite the same. The Mazda Miata. It just feels right.
the game. Today, the best in the business fly. And the airline that takes over 300 college and pro teams to their chosen field is United. Come fly the friendly skies.
Okay, here we go.
I'd move if I were you. I'm going to throw one.
Wait, I still have one more dart.
He's also got.
He's got another dart.
Well, then go ahead. Take
I'd like to throw one backwards. Would you clear the room?
No, but
Anybody have stock?
Well.
Anybody take stock? Anybody stocking?
Let's play darts.
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If they're not Dockers, they're just pants.
Oh, there we go. Count it.
What is that? Use a dangling participle. You have to.
Hey, that'll be enough of that kind of talk.
Didn't you just yawn in my face?
Montana, Rice, Taylor. The Steelers battle the 49ers next Sunday.
Here you're going to see in just a couple of minutes, we take a look at the Browns and their obviously frustrated special teams coach.
That's Paul Lanham, their special teams coach, and they are looking over with Eddie Johnson. A picture, that's a snapshot of what their lineup was and how the Saints aligned to it.
But here you're going to see it. Ralph Tam, watch his shoulders. Before he snaps the football, he's going to drop his head and shoulders. And that's what the Saints were talking about. They could get a key on what they were doing and when to get off the football when he did that hitch. And sure enough, I don't know that it makes that big a difference, though, to tell you the truth. Somebody has to block Robert Massey, even if he doesn't hitch, and they just didn't do it. I mean, that's an easy block. A lot of people can make that block.
There's Massey, who almost ended up with a touchdown on the play. Wagner on the free kick. Vince Buck takes it. And Buck gets to midfield and gets pushed back. So, Cleveland's special teams have given up 18 points in the last 3 games.
Emotionally, this is not the same football team that we saw on Monday night against the Denver Broncos. In that game, they were scuffling, they were fighting, they were emotionally up, they had their backs up against the wall, and they were the old, feisty Cleveland Browns football team. But out here today, inside this dome, they have reverted back to their early season form.
Now, Paul Lanham was a special teams wizard in Washington connections, and of course, you know the great George Allen. Redskin teams had the great special teams. Never had a punt block against his special teams. 4 blocked punts, leads the NFL. Now, this is in the last 3 weeks. Hayward in motion. Hilliard. Oh, look at him fight there as he pushed on Mike Johnson. Now, let's go back to another story as you look at Lanham. It was said that Ralph Tam, the long snapper for the Browns, there you see him in the background, 65, when he plays in a game, normally on the offensive line, he gets a little weary as far as being able to get that snap back there with a lot of gusto on it as the game wears on.
I don't want to put all this on Ralph Tam because, I mean, that gives you a little slight jump on the punt. But, I mean, you still have to block Robert Massey. I mean, you know, you can't dump it all on Ralph Tam.
And perhaps we shouldn't dump any of it on Ralph Tam because Massey came through that clean. Wall steps up. Incomplete. Floyd Turner was the intended receiver. So there is Ralph Tam, who has been starting in the Browns' offensive line now the last 2 weeks. Monday night against Denver, and in this game today.
Offensively, though, the Cleveland Browns have been dead. I mean, there's really no other way of saying it, and it's hard to figure out exactly why, other than what we talked about at the beginning of the ball game. Of course, they beat the Broncos 30-29 last week, but the Browns are 8-10 after Monday night games, and only 3-8 after they won on Monday night. So what that says is that the Browns emotionally can't get themselves back up on 6 days rest.
25-6, the Saints lead in the game, and we have a stoppage in play. The Saints call a timeout. Steve Walsh was up to the line of scrimmage and a bit uncertain of what he wanted to do. 8:45 left here. The Saints well in control, and the Browns looking at a 2-4 record.
You know, I love coming to the park with Air Major. There's
nothing better than spending a little time with man's two best friends. His dog and his beer. Miller Lite, the less filling beer that really tastes great. What's this?
That's mine.
Yeah, doggy.
Miller Lite, where less filling really tastes great.
There's offensive coordinator Jim Schaffner talking with Bernie Kosar. And obviously Kosar did not want something heard upstairs to the coach's box as he covers up Schaffner's mic.
That was an interesting shot right there. You have to wonder what Bernie wanted to say to Jim Schaffner that he didn't want anyone else to hear. Probably not anything very pleasant.
It really was an interesting shot.
Yeah.
3rd down and 8. Big blitz. Walsh threw it quicker than Perryman was ready for the football. As that ball whizzed by the ear of Perryman, and I don't think he saw it in time. Let's go around the league now on Sunday number 6. Look at San Francisco. 45-21 over Atlanta.
Look at all the points.
San Diego 39-3. Obviously, it was the defensive clam bake this year, as all the defenses around the NFL have taken the week off.
Oh, here comes Don Mikowski. You never know with the Packers.
Incidentally, Montana in his game is 29 for 42. He's thrown 6 touchdowns, 1 interception for 437 yards. 5 of his touchdown passes have been to Jerry Rice. It's a career day for Joe Montana. Stephon Adams fumbles it, but Cleveland pops on it. Stephen Braggs hops on the Stephon Adams fumbled punt, and with 8:32 left to go, Cleveland holds on to the football.
Just a muff. Special teams, and let's not dump this entire game on the special teams. They're lethargic. The offense looks sloppy. The defense without Michael Dean Perry is uninspired. This Cleveland Browns defense is laying an egg out here today.
8:32 left in the game. Brennan makes the catch. And it goes down at the 27-yard line. Brennan was a big part of the comeback in Denver last Monday night. He made a couple of sensational catches, one for a touchdown that got them to within a couple of points.
Let's not forget, though, that 3 touchdowns brings them back. There's 8:26 left in the game, and right now the Browns are in their only mode of offense that has been working the past couple of weeks.
Kevin Mack. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, I see no quit in them right now as Mack carries the ball out to the 43-yard line. And I saw no quit from Bernie Kosar, obviously, when he went over to Jim Schaffner and was talking with him, covered up that headphone there, the microphone, and I think he told Schaffner what he wanted to do here. And this is what it is. There's a flag down, and Kosar throws the ball over the head of Kevin Mack.
You've got to believe this is going to be holding on the Cleveland Browns. No, illegal motion. Not quite as bad as it could be. But Bernie Kosar just has to take over this football game right now. He's the guy in charge out there. He doesn't need to look to the sidelines. Go up there to the line of scrimmage. Call your game. Make it happen. Use your ball control. Still plenty of time left in this football game. The Browns have shown they can make it work in this 2-minute offense. They just have to go do it.
Illegal motion, number 73 offense. Penalty is accepted. It's still first down.
The NFL referees today are wearing a black armband with the number of referee Dick Jorgensen on their sleeve. Jorgensen died this past week from a rare blood disease. 19 years a referee in the NFL. His last game that he officiated was this past Super Bowl, and it was right here in New Orleans.
Jorgensen obviously well loved among all the officials. Now the Browns are in this hurry-up offense. You can see the Saints have dominated this game from beginning to end, but now it's Bernie Kosar's time. He has to make it happen. He's the guy that's getting paid.
Almost intercepted by Vaughn Johnson. And I honestly think Johnson, who loves to hit so much. He almost handled that ball like he wanted to hit it rather than catch it.
We talked to Vaughn yesterday, and he said that he thought the Saints matched up very well with the Cleveland Browns. They played the Falcons last week in that run and shoot, and Vaughn Johnson hates the run and shoot. He said, that's a sissy offense. I don't want to play against that stuff. He said, I like playing the Browns and Kevin Mack because it's man against man, a war out there on the field, and I think we'll do okay in that kind of a battle.
It's 3rd and 8 with that left in the game. The Browns down by 19. Gainer. Nice move on Toy Cook. Hey, look at that as he really goes one-on-one with Benny Thompson out at the 40-yard line. And Derek Gainer, who had a good preseason, made the team and then was helped out greatly by some injuries in the backfield to the Browns, Ford and Mack. Gets back in the lineup and shows some spunk there.
You know, Derek Gainer made a nice play there, but you have to wonder why Eric Metcalf isn't in the lineup here. Eric's the type of guy that can catch a swing pass like that and take it in for a score. Right now, Derek Gainer is the backfield guy, probably because of their protection problems. That's probably why he's there.
Now it's down to 6:45, and it's a first down for Cleveland. Kozar for Brennan, and he cannot pull it in off his fingertips. Toy Cook was on coverage with Robert Massey, and it's an incompleted pass, making it 2nd and 10. Toy Cook, let's get back to him and talk. You talked about his acting career and what he wants to do. He's out of Stanford. Cook's father works as a cameraman on the TV show Entertainment Tonight, so that's why he's around the studio scene, I guess you would call it, so much, huh? He was all shaded up yesterday with the. He looked like an actor coming in for an audition.
An entertaining young man.
2nd down 10. Underneath to Brennan. Nice play by Brian Brennan as he turns it back up to the middle and brings it down to the 27-yard line of New Orleans. So the Browns are moving now with 6:25, but they need a lot of points, and there isn't all that much time now.
And remember, they have to have touchdowns. Field goals do them no good at this point. They need 3 touchdowns to get back in the ball game. So they'll be going for it on every 4th down.
Derek Gainer, right up the middle. Then to the outside. And Derek Gainer brings it down to the New Orleans 8-yard line, where it will be 1st and goal with 5:55 left now. And Kozar's bringing him right back up to the line of scrimmage. Incidentally, Ken Reeves, there you see him, 77, is in at left tackle for the injured Paul Farron. 1st and goal at the 8. Gainer runs into the arms of Sam Mills. There's a flag down at the 10-yard line.
The Browns tried to hit him with a quick trap play there. Good call down on the goal line. But once again, a Browns mistake. You know, just keep throwing the football in this situation. Even if you throw an incomplete pass, you're at least going to stop the clock because you have 2 enemies here. You've got the New Orleans Saints and you have the clock. They need 3 scores.
5-yard penalty and still first down.
You have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage or it is a penalty.
Well, that moves it back to the 13-yard line, and it's 1st down and goal all over again. Kevin Mack is in, and Kozar's in his shotgun. Here's a blitz by Brett Maxey. Kozar for Ozzie Newsome, incomplete.
The 2 guys that we really haven't talked about much today, Ozzie Newsome and Eric Metcalf. And we talked about it before the game, and Bud Carson talked about it as well, how effective Eric Metcalf is when he gets on an AstroTurf field. And yet we really haven't seen that much of him or Ozzie Newsome today.
That's Jim Schaffner, the offensive coordinator. There's Metcalf with arms folded, standing behind Schaffner, and also there Leroy Horde. 2nd down and goal from the 13. We have 5:21 left. Beautiful play by Kozar to Slaughter for a touchdown. What a nice touch.
Webster Slaughter, without a doubt, is probably the best release artist in the National Football League. Toy Cook yesterday said as much as well. Here, Milton Mack is the guy that's going to get beat. But you see, Webster Slaughter made this play at the line of scrimmage. He gets rid of a defensive back at the line of scrimmage as well as anybody, and that's an easy pitch and catch. And right now, we've got a ball game again. The Browns now need 2 scores in 5 minutes and 17 seconds, and based on what they did in last week's game against the Denver Broncos, that man Bud Carson still has a chance.
5 minutes and 17 seconds left. Not to get ahead of ourselves here, Chris, but do you start thinking about an onside kick with 5:17 left?
It's an interesting decision. I don't know.
Koric's kick is good, making it 25-13, so they are down by 12 points. They still need 2 scores, and Webster Slaughter has gotten them back in it with some help from Bernie Kosar, but not much time left. We'll be right back.
When I started this company, the very first thing I did was make my employees owners. It's real simple. Owners sweat every detail. When I do business, I want to work with people who care as much as I do. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car.
Nobody works like an owner. Nobody cares like an owner.
With great service and low rates at Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
Well, there's your story. Browns trail by 12. They get themselves back into the game a bit with a touchdown. Now, 5:17 left. They'll kick off. So I ask you again, you've had a little time to think about it?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for the onside kick here. They still have over 5 minutes. They have 3 timeouts remaining. And the thing about it is, the onside kick is not a high percentage play. And if you give the Saints the ball around their own 45-yard line of the Cleveland Browns, then in essence the game's over, because if you force the Browns to drive the ball 90 yards, provided that you can stop the Saints offense, you just eat up too much of the clock. I think you have to kick the ball away. They've got their hands team out there, but I would imagine he's going to kick it deep.
Gil Fennerty takes it inside his 20. Over the 30 to the 33-yard line. Fennerty, the running back out of Holy Cross, right here from the New Orleans area. Next Sunday, NBC once again, the place to be for more great NFL action. 12:30 Eastern, NFL Live kicks us off. Then some of you will see the AFC's leading rusher, Bobby Humphrey, and the Broncos. They bust into the Hoosier Dome to face the rejuvenated Indianapolis Colts. Eric Dickerson signs a new contract with them. Or others will see the Jets go one-on-one with the Buffalo Bills. Then in the second half of our doubleheader, Joe Montana and the world champion 49ers take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. NFL Live, we've got the lineup. 5:07 left, 4th quarter. Reuben Mays gets the carry, and the Browns nail him right away. Let's see if they start using timeouts yet.
Now the Browns defensively just have to make a stand right here. They cannot give up a first down. A first down is basically 2 minutes off the clock unless you start to use your timeouts, and they cannot afford to do that right now. Defensively, they have to make a stand. Interesting to see whether or not Jim Mora and the New Orleans Saints are going to be willing to open up this offense. Certainly you don't want a turnover here, but it's a little too early in the football game to start sitting on it and to play too conservatively. They've had a lot of success throwing the football short underneath patterns. Let's see if they stay with it or just try to run out the clock.
Down to 4:27 left. Hilliard gets it. Great cutback by Dalton Hilliard, who's had a fine day. He's out to his own 38-yard line. And we're down to 4 minutes now remaining in the game.
Basically what the Saints are saying is that if we pick up a first down on the ground, that's fine. If not, we're going to punt the football away. I don't think you can score 2 touchdowns on our defense in the last 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And they may well be right, but Bernie Kosar and the Browns offense has been very, very effective in that 2-minute offense. I know they'd love another opportunity.
So it's 3rd down and 5.
The Browns have to make a play. This is it. This is the play of the game right here for the Browns.
3.5 minutes remaining. Hayward down the line in motion. For the throw. There's a flag down as he throws it down to the ankles of Hobie Brenner. Now the flag down looks like it's in the vicinity of holding against the offensive line. Which it is.
They have to decline that penalty. Because right now, the clock is your biggest enemy. They have to get the football back. They've got 3:24 left. Plenty of time.
Holding 61. Offense is declined. It'll be fourth down.
It's on Hilgenberg, the center. Bud Carson now looking at things, talking with Paul Lanham once again, the special teams coach. We have 3:24 remaining in the game. Tommy Barnhart will punt. Stephon Adams stands back at his 30-yard line. And the Browns are down by 12. Excuse me, Chris.
Looks like the Browns may take a shot at blocking this one. They've got 8 guys up at the line of scrimmage. We'll see if they come after.
Yes, and they block it. Jock Jones blocks the punt. And it's picked up by Stephen Braggs to the 17-yard line. Wow. Jock Jones, number 55, a seldom used player by the Cleveland Browns, comes up with the block.
Again, nobody blocks Jock Jones. I mean, that's the second time we've seen this on special teams, especially in that situation. The Saints, if you want to let somebody try to run around the corner and block a kick, fine, but you can't allow Jock Jones to come right up the middle and block the punt. Special teams breakdowns have been the story of this football game so far.
Braggs with the recovery. I think this crowd, and I think the Saints had this one in the win column way too early. 3:18 left. Now Kozar inside the 20. Brian Brennan is wide open and cannot hang on. He had a path to the end zone.
Oh, my goodness. Bernie Kosar had Brian Brennan absolutely wide open. He could have backpedaled into the end zone. You're going to see him. Brian Brennan on a crossing route. Nobody's covering him. This is a zone defense. Oh, I mean, there's nobody there. Whew.
Second down and 10, 3:13 left. Cleveland has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 4 wide receivers set. Kozar again. Great play by the rookie Vince Buck to knock it away. Jim Morris said he was going to be a good one.
Underthrown just a bit. You're going to see Webster Slaughter once again at the line of scrimmage is going to make a nice release. He beats Vince Buck. He has his man. This ball has to be laid out there a little more. The only way that this is not a touchdown and the only way Vince Buck has a shot is if it's underthrown, and that's exactly what happened.
So an overthrow and an underthrow right now for Kozar.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him go right back to Webster Slaughter again. But now they're dropped back. Now they're playing off of Webster Slaughter. A good move.
It's 3rd and 10. Here come the Saints on a blitz. Kozar throws. Brennan can't get it. There's a flag down in the end zone. Is it going to be against Brennan for pushing or Vince Buck for shielding the receiver?
Tough call. Brian Brennan turned around, looked for the football. Did the defensive back run into him? I don't think so.
Pass interference. Defense.
No, it's not Vince Buck.
In the end zone. Ball was placed on the 1-yard line.
Wow.
First down.
Brian Brennan, without a doubt on that play, turned around and put his hand on the defensive back. That's Benny Thompson. But it was Thompson who got flagged for the penalty, mostly because he didn't turn around and look for the football. And look at this. The Browns are right back in the game.
3:01 left. New Orleans completely disorganized on defense right now, and they call a timeout. So they'll only have 1 left.
New Orleans.
An amazing comeback by Kozar and the Cleveland Browns.
Are these the new cardiac kids? Back in 1980 with Brian Sipe, they came up with all kinds of ways to win football games. And once again, they have the opportunity. Bernie Kosar, you have to wonder if now the Browns may consider using this 2-minute offense a little more often, in the middle of the game sometimes. Because certainly the last 2 games, it's been their best weapon.
Cleveland's got them all left. New Orleans only has 1, but the fact that the Browns have 3 left, that's the most important statistic for both teams really right now. Jim Mora has to know that They have the ability to stop that clock a lot. Mora has lost 2 games this year by 1 point. 1 point to the 49ers, 1 point to the Falcons last week. He said to us yesterday, this is a good football team. I'm very confident they were a good football team, but they've had a big lead, a 19-point lead. Truly challenged on 1st and goal now. Kozar has his team at the 1-yard line, and he goes to a shotgun. Here's that flip to Kevin Mack, and he scores. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Wow.
A long way from being dead in this one.
Wow. What a turnaround in this football game. I mean, it was 25-6 just like 30 seconds ago, wasn't it, Jim? This is unbelievable. The Browns, just like they did last week, appeared to be completely dead, but something happened over there. We watched Bernie Kosar, and we'll watch this flip play again. This is the second time this play has worked for the Cleveland Browns. But we watched Bernie Kosar cover up the microphone on Jim Schaffner's headset, and he said something. We don't know what it was that he said, but evidently it was something like, I'm taking over this football game, I'm going to go make it happen, and that's exactly what he's done.
Corrick's kick is good. Now remember, keep in mind that New Orleans missed an extra point earlier in this game. Look at the difference in the game right now, 25-20. Actually, really a touchdown solves that anyway.
This is really a creative play. You see Vernon Joines coming down, and he's going to crack back. Makes a huge block. Vernon Joines is the one that really set up that play. And Kevin Mack shows the ability not only to run inside, but a nice move outside as well.
All right, so now let's go to the 10-minute ticker. 25-20, New Orleans in the lead. Bud Carson's Browns, 9 points down on Monday late in the game. They come back against Denver and win on the last play of the game. 19 points down here, as you look at the scores around the NFL. 19 points down here, late in the 4th quarter, and now, in a matter of less than a minute and a half, they are back to within 5. 25-20, still with 2:56 left, and still fully armed with 3 timeouts.
Now the onside kick becomes a much tougher decision. But I think the deciding factor is going to be the 3 timeouts that the Browns have remaining. Once again, the Saints deploy their hands team, but again, I think you're going to see the Browns kick it deep because they only have 1 man back. The Saints only have 1 man deep, everybody else up guarding against the onside kick. So there's some holes off to the side. Really, you can dictate what happens here. 3 timeouts, 2:56 to go. There's still plenty of time if the Browns defense can come up and stop the Saints again.
They kick it deep. Gil Fennerty will take it at his 7th. Out over the 20 to the 22-yard line, and the clock runs down to 2:47. Mike Johnson huddling up with head coach Bud Carson, and Steve Walsh off the bench today, taking his first chores as the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. John Forte started. Walsh came in. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes in the game, but his team has not been able to put this one in the bank after leading by 19 points.
Let's see if the Saints open it up a little bit. The perfect call right here is a little play action. They haven't come back to those pick plays in a long time. Let's see if they open their offense up a little bit. I think they have to.
1st and 10 with 2:47 left. Walsh to throw. Eric Martin dropped the ball. A rare sight. And you really get the impression that the Saints are a little nervous right now about this one. They're just not handling the ball. They're handling it like it's red hot. Martin, who's been sure-fisted all day.
When you have this kind of lead, and then you begin to blow it, it puts all the more pressure on you.
Let's welcome everybody that's joining us right now here in the Superdome after watching Cincinnati and Houston in the Astrodome. We're in the Superdome. The Saints lead by 5, 25-20 with 2:43 left in regulation time. Dalton Hilliard has the pass sail behind him. The amazing part of this game is that Cleveland trailed by 19 points late here in the 4th quarter, but they have scored 2 touchdowns to get to within 5 with 2:39 left. Jim Mora had this game put away, it appeared, but the Browns are right back in it. And now the Saints have it, Chris Collinsworth, 3rd and 10.
A poor throw by Steve Walsh right there. He had Dalton Hilliard wide open. He had time to deliver the football and simply didn't get the job done.
3rd and 10. Walsh did not start the game. John Forquet did, but he has come off the bench early in the game, thrown 3 touchdown passes, but now it's gut check time for him as he tries to lead the team to a win. 3rd and 10. Eric Martin wide open. First down to the Cleveland 20-yard line.
Well, Felix Wright is going to be considered the GOAT on this play. He's the one that gets burned. But what happened was the Cleveland Browns came out with an all-out blitz, and you cannot leave a safety in Felix Wright all alone with Eric Martin. He's simply too good of a wide receiver. The Browns took a chance. The gamble was blown.
2:28 left. Now they can run it, and Dalton Hilliard gets hit but spins out of the tackle. Look at him go! Down to the 15-yard line and 5 yards. Dalton Hilliard has been the heart and soul of this offense. Yes, Steve Walsh has been pretty good, but anytime they've needed tough yards, little number 21 has given them to them.
And we've been telling you all day long how Dalton Hilliard is most effective when he gets inside a crowd. And as you can see right here, he's just so low to the ground that you can't bring him down. You have to tackle him low, down around the knees.
Hilliard on the day, 83 yards. Timeout with 2:11 left. Cleveland uses their timeout, so now they have 2 remaining. Bud Carson waiting it out, hoping that he can get the ball back. Mora and with his young quarterback, Steve Walsh, wondering not only how they can drain this thing out and win it, but what do? Do you settle down for a Morton Anderson field goal?
Not yet. They're going to try to get a first down. It's only 2nd down.
Do you not put it up again, though?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a way in the world that they're going to throw the football again here. They only need 4 yards for a first down, and provided they get that, this game's over.
As you can see, the Browns' eruption came in the 4th quarter after they were down by 19 points. But that pass play to Eric Martin has put the momentum back on the Saints side. It's 2nd and 5. Hilliard knocked back at the 12-yard line. And the Browns use another timeout, and they'll now have 1 remaining, as we are not at the 2-minute warning yet. 2:07 left, so they use this one, and then, of course, they'll get the automatic one at the 2-minute warning.
You know, going back to that long pass play to Eric Martin, you have to wonder why Felix Wright was the one that was assigned to Eric Martin. Eric Martin has been their best pass receiver all day long. Why wasn't Raymond Claiborne or Frank Minifield assigned to Eric Martin? Felix Wright is a good football player, but he's a safety. No way in the world can he cover Eric Wright man-to-man down the field. Simply cannot get to be done.
25-20, the Saints lead. Steve Walsh traded here right at the start of the season from Dallas. The Saints gave up a first, a 3rd rounder next year, and a conditional 2nd round to the Cowboys the following year. He waited behind John Forquet, but the wait wasn't long, especially here this afternoon. Forquet came off a great game in Atlanta, came back in as the starting quarterback today, did not move the team the first 2 times that the Saints had the ball. Out came Forquet, in came Walsh, and he's got the Saints with the lead with 2:07 left, and it's 3rd down and 3. With 2:02 left. Look at Mike Johnson.
I simply cannot believe the call. I cannot believe they tried to throw a pass in this situation. You've got the game well in hand. All you have to do is make an effort not to turn the ball over. Let Morton Anderson kick this field goal, and the ball game is over. You've got an 8-point lead. The New Orleans Saints very, very, very lucky right there.
quite simply, this guy has not missed yet this year, and this attempt is 35 yards. He's kicked one from 52 today. Browns jump. Anderson's kick is through. Looked like Clay Matthews came across quickly.
What were the Cleveland Browns? Raymond Claiborne didn't even have his helmet on out there.
Offside against the Browns.
I mean, there it was. There was the ball game right there. The Cleveland Browns, because when you have Morton Anderson kicking, you have to assume he's going to make that kick. Their only shot to stay in this ball game was to block the kick, and yet they were at the line of scrimmage, and they weren't even ready to play. Raymond Claiborne didn't even have his helmet on. He was up there tapping someone on the shoulder, trying to get him to move back. Maybe he was offsides and he saw it. But that was absolutely incredible. The ball game on the line, and the Cleveland Browns simply were not ready.
The defense was offside, and the play and the penalty is accepted. It'll be 5 yards and first down, New Orleans.
Now let me ask you this. All right, let's see when they lined up, but they're going to take the points off the board.
Look at Raymond Claiborne on the left side of your screen. He doesn't even have his helmet on. And watch now as the ball is snapped. They're going to jump off sides, and look, there's no rush. That's the ball game. That is the ball game right there for the Cleveland Browns. The only way they win is to block that kick, and they don't even make an effort.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. He scored a 40-yard touchdown on his first pro carry and was named both Rookie and Player of the Year in his first season. Many of his 60 touchdowns were spectacular, the first great broken field runner in the history of the game. Who was this legend?
Liberty Mutual presents The Fire That Never Happened. Because we continually work to prevent fires, even to giving Liberty Mutual homeowners special insurance discounts when they install smoke detectors. Caring for people is why America believes in liberty.
Lovely evening.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
They called Hugh McElhenney the King, for his running style was regal, a style that made him a legend of the game.
For naming the Mazda MPV Best in Class, we'd like to thank Car and Driver. For ranking it the most trouble-free minivan, J.D. Power & Associates. For naming it one of the top 10 import buys, Motor Trend. And for making the Mazda MPV the best-selling import minivan, we'd like to thank the Abbotts, the Ackermans, the Adisheks, the Aggermans,
Mazda, it just feels right.
the Altons, the Ammermans, the Andersons.
It's America's Day at the Races, the richest event in the sport of kings. Live from Belmont Park, the Breeders' Cup, October 27th on NBC.
Jim Donovan and Chris Collinsworth at the Superdome in New Orleans, a minute 58 left. The Saints have decided to take the penalty against Cleveland and wipe the 3 points off the board, which would have given them an 8-point lead with a minute 58 left, and really put the game out of reach.
I don't understand. We'll talk about it in just a minute, but I don't understand that.
First and goal from the 8. Hilliard. A penalty flag goes down as he bumps into Bob Gronkowski and then goes down close to the 6-yard line.
Now let's talk about the decision here.
Let's check the penalty first. Holding Saints.
Okay, now you're going to be moved back again. Before, the score was 28-20. You've got an 8-point lead, a minute 58 to go in the ball game. It takes 2 scores to beat you.
Holding, offense number 83. It'll still be first down.
The Saints don't have the ability to run out the clock from here. The Browns still have 1 timeout remaining. They just got that play stopped on a penalty. The clock stopped again. So at the very least, they're going to have to try another field goal. And you have to think that this time, the Browns will be out there and at least attempt to rush it. There's always the possibility of a block kick. The game was over if it's 28-20. Now it's still in doubt. I don't understand the decision.
First down and goal now from the 18. Walsh falls down and was ready to pitch the ball back, which could have been very, very very tough to do, falling down, but he held on.
You see what I mean? I mean, let's say Steve Walsh fumbles the football right there.
Which he very easily could have done right there.
Made a great decision to hang on to the football. And the Browns are going to take their final timeout.
So the question becomes, does anybody want this football game? We'll be back to see with 1:49 left. The Saints hanging on, and I mean hanging.
You know, I love coming to the park with their major. Because there's nothing better than spending a little time with man's two best friends. His dog and his beer. Miller Lite, the less filling beer that really tastes great. What's this?
That's mine.
Yeah, doggy.
Miller Lite, where less filling really tastes great.
1:49 left. Cleveland is now out of timeouts. They've used them all. They trail by 5 points, 25-20. With 1:49 left.
Jim, I don't understand this. I really don't. I've been trying to come up with a logical explanation for this. They've taken 3 points off the board. It would have been 28-20. Now, without a doubt, unless the Saints score, they're going to have to make another high-risk play. And probably what they're going to have to do is try another Morton Anderson field goal, which they already had. Because now if he misses it, the Browns are going to get the football back with some time on the clock, and all they need is a touchdown to win it. I think Jim Mora has put this game in jeopardy.
Second down and goal from the 21. Hilliard. Browns looking to knock that ball loose. It's at the 20. And the reason we go back and drive this point home that, you know, you could be looking at a possibility of a turnover because remember, just before the field goal, Walsh threw a ball and Mike Johnson almost intercepted for Cleveland.
Now, there's no question about it now that the Saints, provided they don't score a touchdown, are going to have to try another field goal. You now have the possibility of a fumbled snap, a fumbled hold, a blocked kick, a missed kick, and then the Browns are going to get the chance to get the football back.
But they cannot stop the clock now. Out of timeouts. Hilliard. Mike Johnson tackles him down. Under a minute.
Now here you go. Now the difference is about 13 or 14 seconds on the clock. Now I know that it's not likely, but at least you've given the Browns a chance. You're sending, this is a high-risk play. Any way you want to look at it, trying a kick is a high-risk play. We've already had 2 punts blocked out here this afternoon, and everybody knows that if you block a field goal, what happens? The ball gets spurted across the field. You always have the possibility of someone coming in, picking it up, running it in for a score.
It's a 39-yard attempt. If it comes from here, they might let the clock run right down, which it looks like that's what they're going to do. Take the 5-yard penalty. Nope, they're going to call a timeout. The Saints will call a timeout, not take a penalty.
Good decision, because you don't want to mark off an extra 5 yards.
14 seconds now left. Hang in there. Somehow, I think something strange still could happen in this one.
When I started this company, the very first thing I did was make my employees owners. It's real simple. Owners sweat every detail. When I do business, I want to work with people who care as much as I do. That's why I rent cars from Avis.
Avis is the only major rent-a-car company owned by its employees, and they're trying harder with a 49-step quality control program to give you a well-maintained car.
Nobody works like an owner. Nobody cares like an owner.
With great service and low rates at Avis, we're trying harder than ever.
25-20, Saints by 5, 14 seconds left. Morton Anderson will attempt a 39-yard field goal out of the hold of Tommy Barnhart.
And the Browns defensively are ready this time.
Hit the upright. It hit the upright with 10 seconds left. Cleveland has a shot. They need a touchdown.
I mean, here you go.
They have a shot.
All right, here's what you have to do now. Now you have to complete a pass. We're going to take a look at the kick again. It's going to hit the right upright, and the Cleveland Browns, because of a decision to take points off the board, now have a chance. It's not much of a chance, but as Bud Carson knows, it's a chance. Now what the Cleveland Browns have to do, they have to get a pass somewhere out around the 50-yard line so they have a chance to throw a Hail Mary into the end zone. They've got time. They've got 10 seconds, but no timeout. So they have to complete it somewhere around the sideline. The thing the Saints can't do is have a defensive penalty.
10 seconds left. Kozar has 4 wide receivers all set up, but they must use Ozzie Newsome as a wide receiver. Reggie Langhorne has broken ribs. Batted down. Wayne Martin backs it down with 5 seconds left, and that young man has played himself a game here today.
And that's exactly what the Browns were trying to do. Webster Slaughter ran about a 25-yard comeback route on the left side of the field. They were trying to get a pass out around the 45-yard line so they could try a Hail Mary. Now their only chance, they have to try and make something that goes all the way into the end zone. If you're the New Orleans Saints right now, really all you have to do is not give up a defensive foul that would stop the clock and give the Browns another play.
Slaughter caught it and dropped it at the 48-yard line. The New Orleans Saints win the ball game, or did they just survive? Bud Carson's Cleveland Browns fought a great comeback in the fourth quarter. No question, they got themselves into a peck of trouble in this one. They were down 19 points. They scored 2 touchdowns, but end up coming up short by 5. 25-20, the final score here from the Superdome, and we'll be right back.
No matter where you look, there's Mazda. We're introducing new products like the Miata, setting new sales records, winning the respect of the automotive press, and winning awards for both quality and customer satisfaction. But most important, we're making thousands of people feel just right.
If you have an insurance repair on your home and you have Allstate, it's in our hands. We know some very reliable contractors. It's our business too. So if you choose a contractor we recommend, we guarantee the workmanship of their repairs for 1 year. That's why you're in good hands with Allstate. A member of the Sears Financial Network.
There it is, 25-20, the final score. The Saints, I think, better put, survived this game. They had this one put away. They were up by a bundle, 19 points, fourth quarter. But, Chris, they got very, very charitable in the late going, and Cleveland almost stole it from them.
Yeah, they really did. But the big story of this football game is Steve Walsh. He is now the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. He came in this afternoon and absolutely did a terrific job. He's a young man and may well be the Saints quarterback for a long, long time.
As for the Browns, they go to 2-4 now. They go back home for a Monday night game against Cincinnati, but the tough schedule continues for them as they have to go to San Francisco after that. For Chris Collinsworth, I'm Jim Donovan. Thanks for sharing your day with us here from the Superdome. The Saints win by 5 over the Cleveland Browns, 25-20, the final score in this ball game. The Saints held on to a 3-point lead at the end of the first half. Then in the second half, ended it up with a big 19-point lead. But New Orleans to 2-3 with the win here this afternoon, and the Browns end up 5 short. The post-game show is next. We'll see you from New Orleans.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. Come fly the friendly skies.
Join hosts Ahmad Rashad and Julie Moran for the Inside Stuff.
Hi, I wrote a book called What's Cooking. But Winn-Dixie wrote the book on low prices. Take a look.
Here's a great price on WD Select Lean Whole Sliced Pork Loin, only $1.69 a pound. Coke and Sprite are $1.29 a six-pack. Pay only 99 cents for Super Brand ice cream, ice milk, and sherbet. Shop Winn-Dixie for all these buy one, get one free items, too.
Check them out.
Winn-Dixie, America's supermarket.
Ron Zappy of Zapp's Potato Chips is about to reveal to us a medical miracle that is one of the secrets behind Zapp's great taste. Ron,
Zapp's is a healthy chip because we make them cholesterol-free and use only potatoes with a lot of heart.
Ron Zappy of Zapp's Potato Chips is about to reveal one of the hottest secrets behind Zapp's great taste. Ron?
Quality control. Whoa, fire in the jalapeno chips.
Zapp's is the flavor of fun.
There's a new attitude at Northwest Airlines, a new dedication to service. You can see it in our on-time performance, the best of the top 7 U.S. airlines. That's our commitment, to make sure you're on time for your commitments.
We now join our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
We're happy to adopt all of you as honorary Hoosiers.
Honorary Hoosiers we are. I love it. We thank you, Governor Vine.
Thank you.
Honorary Hoosiers, the Miss Black America pageant.
Happy anniversary.
Hey, royal blue.
Electric blue.
Ooh. My shirt's not so electric anymore. Well, maybe the fish will like it.
If your colors are fading, help protect them. Try Cheer with Color Guard. As time goes by, you can see the difference Color Guard makes. Cheer with Color Guard.
For great body, I use the fitness system recommended by salons. Revlon Cream of Nature, a total system for beautiful hair. Cream of Nature shampoo, gentle hair color, and no-lie relaxer. They give my hair such silky volume, such strong body. I get salon styling at home.
Great body.
When someone says great body, I don't know if they mean my figure or my hair. Cream of Nature, the hair care fitness system from Revlon.
Last year, the kids really enjoyed Halloween because they all got safe Halloween icy coupons. The kids like them because they can treat themselves and their friends to any flavor they want at any time saver. And parents like icy coupons because they know they're safe.
6 WDSU and Magic 102 want your kids to have a safe Halloween. So pick up safe Halloween icy coupons at any time saver. All of your money goes directly to Easter seals.
So this year, get extra safe Halloween icy coupons because you can never have enough.
Hot diggity dog! Pay just $1.89 for a delicious Bud's Broiler hot dog, French fries, and soft drink. That's only $1.89 at Bud's Broiler.
Sir, have you always wanted to be a millionaire? Well, your truck has come in McDonald's McMillions on NBC. We're giving away $1 million a day for 28 days straight. You just go to McDonald's every day, watch NBC every night, and you could win. Pretty easy, huh? So play McMillions on NBC.
Welcome back as we continue with the 10 young ladies who scored the highest in our swimsuit competition. We start out with contestant number 2 from Racine, Wisconsin, Deborah Greathouse. Contestant number 21 from Indianapolis, Indiana, Tina King. Contestant number 37 from Dayton, Ohio, Jacqueline Fletcher. Contestant number 5 from Richmond, Virginia, Tracy Clark. Our final young lady, contestant number 20 from Columbia, South Carolina, Elaine Joyner. Now may I have the envelope, please? To announce the winner.
And the winner of the Miss Black America swimsuit competition is
Contestant number 27, Sharon Rose from St. Louis, Missouri.
The Miss Black America pageant is sizzling hot, y'all. Ain't that right? Yeah! All right. Can't touch that. Can't touch that now.
If you're between 17 and 29 and would like to join the fun at the Miss Black America pageant, simply call area code 215-844-8872 or write Post Office Box 25668, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, zip code 19144.
For great body, I use the fitness system recommended by salons. Revlon Cream of Nature, a total system for beautiful hair. Cream of Nature shampoo, gentle hair color, and no-lie relaxer. They give my hair such silky volume, such strong body. I get salon styling at home.
Great body.
When someone says great body, I don't know if they mean my figure or my hair. Cream of Nature, the hair care fitness system from Revlon.
Mamas like you make my job so easy when you don't tell your children just how deadly crack is. But my baby's too young, you say. Yeah, and I'm hooking them younger every day. But they don't have the money, you say. Once my customers get hooked on crack, they lie, cheat, and steal to get more. So thanks for not telling Junior about guys like me. I just love getting first crack at 'em.
Get ready for the ride of your life.
Again? Then call the number on your screen and get installation for just 90 cents. Plus, order HBO or HBO and Cinemax and get a medium-sized Pizza Hut pizza for only 90 cents. Hurry, this offer won't last. Call today for the ride of your life.
Now we'll see how talented these young ladies are. Each of these contestants were selected during a preliminary judging that was held earlier this week, and each contestant will perform her winning act.
Contestant number 28 is from Washington, D.C. This is Yolanda Sampson, who will be performing a puppet skit written and produced by the contestant herself, and it's entitled, Everything Must Change.
Did you hear that, Kim? Yeah, Yolanda, but I don't have any of those problems. What do you mean you don't have any of those problems? Those problems affect all of us. Well, I've got my own problems to deal with. Kim, it's attitudes like yours that prohibit people from dealing with problems. Well, I guess you're right. Jesus Christ said that we must love our neighbors as ourselves. That's right. We can't live in this world alone. For each time we lose a brother, our own lives are diminished. It is my responsibility. It is your responsibility. It is the responsibility of the family, the church, and you to instill values of love, sharing, commitment in children and other members of the community. With this type of attitude, this world would be a much better place to live. Kim, as Paul Robeson once said, the future lies chiefly in our hands. And Yolanda, we can make the difference. And you can make the difference too. Our attitude must change if we are to uplift our race. Everything must change, and we can make the change.
Everything must change.
Contestant number 28, Yolanda Sampson from Washington, D.C. Contestant 38 is from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Rosie Jones, who's singing Mickey Howard's Imagination. Contestant 38, Rosie Jones.
Imagination, it's funny, makes a cloudy day sunny, makes a bee think of honey, just as I think of you. Imagination, it's crazy. Your whole perspective gets hazy. Start you asking a daisy what to do, what to do. Have you ever felt such gentle touch and then a kiss and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh, imagination. You go around, Willie.
Contestant 38, Rosie Jones from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Contestant number 5 is from Richmond, Virginia. This is Tracy Clark, and she'll be singing Minnie Riperton's Don't Let Anyone Bring You Down. Contestant number 5, Tracy Clark.
I'm not gonna sing the blues, 'cause I don't wanna cry. I only wanna be as free as the skies. Don't let anyone bring you down. Hey, look at me. I want everyone to see how happy our life could be, how happy you could be. That's what I'm doing here, singing my song. I just wanna make you see what you knew all along. Don't let anyone bring you down. Hey, look at me. I want everyone to see how happy our life could be, how happy you could be. I'm not gonna sing the blues, 'cause I don't wanna cry. I only wanna be as free as the skies. Can't let anyone bring me down. No. I hope I made you feel good. I hope I made you feel good. I hope I made you feel real good. I hope I made you feel
Contestant number 5 from Richmond, Virginia, Tracy Clark.
Hi, girls. This is Kid and Play. This is Kid, this is Play. And we're wishing you good luck in the Miss Black America pageant. The winner gets to go out with me. Thank you.
If you're between 17 and 29 and would like to join the fun at the Miss Black America pageant, simply call area code 215-844-8872 or write Post Office Box 25668, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, zip code 19144.
For great body, I use the fitness system recommended by salons. Revlon Cream of Nature, a total system for beautiful hair. Cream of Nature shampoo, gentle hair color, and no-lie relaxer. They give my hair such silky volume, such strong body. I get salon styling at home.
Great body.
When someone says great body, I don't know if they mean my figure or my hair. Cream of Nature, the hair care fitness system from Revlon.
He looked me right in the eye and said, "No, Mama, I ain't doing no drugs. I knew that boy was lying straight to my face. And the money, I was afraid to know." Well, what can you do? Pushes on every corner, crack babies, killing babies.
Mama?
Take this down to the funeral parlor. No, I'm going with you. I had my eyes shut when they got Jimmy, but I'll be damned if they get their hands on you.
No, when people have a Halloween and help Easter.
Well, Wayne, the Easter Seal Society provides services and equipment for people with disabilities. When someone needs help, Easter Seals is there. And this Halloween, when you buy icy coupons at Time Saver, your money goes directly to Easter Seals. So have a safe Halloween from 6 WDSU and Magic 102.
So, how'd I do, Wayne?
Not bad, Mom. Not bad.
Every October, you can count on two things. Leaves fall.
And so do prices during the Campo October Savings Fest.
For a limited time, get our pre-holiday price on a Panasonic 19-inch TV with remote and save $71 at just $229. Video recorders by GE with remote save $81 at just $199. And Campo lets you charge it with nothing down and no payments or interest until February.
Leave now for big savings at the Campo October Savings Fest.
Contestant number 50 is from Charlotte, North Carolina. This is Debbie Baker, as she's doing Melba Moore and Friends' Lift Every Voice and Sing. Contestant number 50, Debbie Baker. Contestant 50, Debbie Baker from Charlotte, North Carolina. Contestant number 13 is from St. Louis, Missouri. This is Paris Davis, doing a dramatic interpretation in which she portrays Miss Jane Pittman. Contestant number 13, Paris Davis.
I talked to this tree here, you know. Look at me. I'm more than 110 years old. If it ain't the Lord, keeps me going. Well, it is. Sometimes when I feel real good, I walk all the way down to the road. Look, the people's done fixed me a nice, clean place to sit and talk with my God. Sometimes I sit here thanking Him for His blessings. And I done seen enough years to let 2 lifetimes. He know when to call me, and I'll be ready. T.O.D. and I have some of the children read me the Bible and the sports page and the fun. And I do enjoy my vanilla ice cream. This oak tree has been here as long as this place. And I ain't ashamed to tell you, I don't do it. And I ain't crazy either. You see, ever since I was a slave, I've been born with a scar on my back. Today, they done killed my Jimmy. And I'm going in to buy young to finish what he started. Y'all pray for me.
Contestant 13, Paris Davis, St. Louis, Missouri. Contestant number 37 is Jacqueline Fletcher. She's from Dayton, Ohio, and she will be singing from the original version as recorded by Billie Holiday, the tune entitled God Bless the Child. Contestant number 37, Jacqueline Fletcher.
Them that God shall give, them that not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is new. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. The strong get rich, while the weak must fade. Empty pockets don't seem to make the grade. Your mama may have, and your papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Give crust of bread and starch. You can have yourself, but don't think too much. Your mama may have, yes, your papa may have. God bless the child that's got his own. He does not worry about nothing, 'cause he's got his own.
Contestant number 37, Jacqueline Fletcher, Dayton, Ohio. Contestant 20 is from Columbia, South Carolina. This is Elaine Joyner, and she's going to be singing from the hit Broadway play The Wiz, Believe in Yourself. Contestant number 20, Elaine Joyner.
Dream it, believe it, achieve it. Believe in yourself as I believe in you. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's no reason to be. Believe you can float on air and then click your heels 3 times. You believe. You must believe in yourself as I believe in you.
Contestant 20, Elaine Joyner from Columbia, South Carolina. If you're between 17 and 29 and would like to join the fun at the Miss Black America pageant, simply call area code 215-844-8872 or write Post Office Box 25668, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, zip code 19144.
Growing up outside of Philly with my 2 brothers, we each had our favorite team. Judd's was the Phillies, Gordy's was the Flyers, but mine was the Philadelphia Eagles. I'd live for Sunday and imagine that someday I could play for the green and silver. But somehow a skinny kid with glasses named Oral Leonard Hershiser IV just wasn't meant for the NFL. So I had to find something else to do.
Oral Hershiser, not your everyday fan, for Team NFL merchandise. Available at a store near you.
Hey, a guy can dream, can he?
What would you do with $1 million?
I would donate it to the Sickle Cell Foundation.
Probably stop hunting for a job because I ain't open my own business.
I'd become famous, I'd become rich, then I'd lose it all somehow.
Probably give me about 3 full calls and chill.
Oh, with $1 million, I'd quit my job in a minute. I can guarantee you that.
I would retire and enjoy it.
Watch 6 WDSU to win McMillions.
Contestant number 48 is from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. This is Melanie Brasher, and she'll be singing Mickey Howard's Imagination. Contestant 48, Melanie Brasher.
Imagination is crazy. Your whole perspective gets hazy. Starts you asking a daisy what to do. What to do. Have you ever felt the gentle touch and then a kiss and then find it's only your imagination again? Oh, silly. You go around willy-nilly. As, for example, I go around wanting you, and yet I can't imagine that you want me to.
Contestant 48, Melanie Bratcher from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Contestant 18 is from Florence, South Carolina. Her name is LaShelia Jordan, and she'll be performing a jazzy interpretation of the aria Summertime from the opera Porgy and Bess. Contestant 18, LaShelia Jordan.
Cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich, and your mammy, she's good looking. So hush, little baby,
Contestant 18, LaShelia Jordan from Florence, South Carolina. Contestant number 25 is from Cincinnati, Ohio, and this is Cynthia Richardson, who is performing an original composition entitled I Can Do All Things Through Christ. Contestant 25, Cynthia Richardson.
I can focus on my goal.
A good bowler, I should never be in the league. Oh, this is embarrassing. No! That wasn't very good, was it? Hurt my hand. Everybody's turning away from me. Hi. Wait a minute. I'm amazing. I'm the best bowler in the world, and now I'm popular. Everybody loves me now. I can't believe it. Yes!
Try my new pool. First, you rinse your feet in a little pool like this, then you jump in the big pool like that. Now you try it.
Forget it, Harry. I'm not paying that guy for putting up this diving board.
Watch this.
Stephen Bowyer of Simsbury, Connecticut is the first to try out his impressive new water slide. It is beautiful, too. He put it together all by himself. He even buffed it up. Nice job, Stephen.
Oh, delicious strawberry. Don't eat it. It's mine. Ice cream's very bad for you. You get cavities. Oh, look at that. I see one right there, and you're my husband. Look at your wisdom teeth. What is that?
Traffic reporter Bob here, reporting on the 10 freeway. Everything appears fine. The roads are clear. There's no... Oh, it looks like there's been an ice cream spill, and traffic is backing up all the way down the driveway. Wait a minute. A report has just been handed to me. It seems the spill is being cleaned up.
There are many hazards on a golf course. One is this golfer. Would you look at that? He got a hole-in-one. Windshield.
Just gotta smell old floor.
That's one way to conserve on balls.
This golfer has never lost a ball. But then again, he's never completed a hole. Aye, it's a bonny summer's day here in Scotland. Perfect Scottish weather. Only one golfer has finished the 18 holes. If he makes this putt, he'll have a score of 503, a new course record. Climbing the walls. Well, here's a dad who's got his kid climbing the walls. Next competitor in the trick cycling contest will catch his bicycle with his teeth. Here are 4 kilted Scottish bandits who've just stolen a bed with somebody still in it. Their ringleader speaks.
Come on, you guys. This is for time. Show us you got something.
It's the 7th inning stretch, and R.K. Hendrickson is still trying to entertain the crowd. This is a trained bear who escaped from a circus disguised as a woman.
This new riding mower is fantastic. Oh, it's such a time saver. It's so much better than just my garden shears. A branch. I'll just break this branch right off so I can get through.
Because he's afraid that gibbon he's holding will take off his sunglasses. Well, not to worry.
They wanted us. Joey! You heard him.
People of all ages, heed this warning. If you do unto a llama will do unto you.
I don't care what you big guys say. I think Bambi was a wimp. Whoa! Hey, I take it back, okay?
And now for my close-up. How close would you like me? This close? My compliments to the photographer. Excellent lens cap.
Time to play my favorite game. Here we go, boys. Duck, duck, goose.
Man, what a hit. If only this was a sport. Here's a family that really knows how to spend quality time together. Speaking of spending, little Billy's just a few dollars shy of buying his new wagon. So in the meantime, he's doing the best he can.
Now you're going to find out why they call me Jumpin' Jimmy. Jump, clever people, jump over a bike rack. Come on, jump over a fence. Yay, I'm a great jumper. Come with me, Mr. Dog. Oh, boy, we're going to jump over a car. I jumped over a car. Another car. Oh, great mileage. Great, over the fence. Jump. Oh, I'm Jumpin' Jimmy. Jump. Oh, boy, I'm happy.
Looking at is actually being shot by a video camera strapped to our skydiver's helmet. And that woman hanging from his feet is his girlfriend. Now he's about to ask her to jump into something even more daring.
One last question. Will you marry me?
Yes! Are you really asking me?
What do you think?
Yes! Yes!
Yes. Sounds good to me.
Oh, wonderful!
I have a phone.
Being a Big Bird impersonator is great. You get a nice car. You get to impress lovely women. She likes me, she just doesn't know it. But the best part is kids. You just love to see kids coming up to you with love and happiness on their little faces. It makes it all worthwhile.
No sucker hole.
Hey, pick him up by the line. Pick him up by the line. By the line. Don't grab him. That's the line. The line.
Sometimes you just have to stop and listen to the flowers. Well, it's time to play with your dad, kids. I've written a little poem for the occasion. I'll tell it to you from inside the closet. One of you has a flashlight. The other has a toy gun. I open up the closet, and it's the end of all my fun.
All day. Could you do something? My ears are cold.
Most downhill skiers go for the top. Here's a skier who's going for the bottom. After a long day of sledding and ice fishing, Gomer and Jethro return home to find that their father has just rehinged the kitchen door.
Park. Do you have a reservation?
No, I'll take anything.
Right this way, sir.
Thank you. Excuse me, waiter. Waiter, there's no fly in my soup. My soup just went flying. Oh, great, another menu. That makes it 12. Let me see if I can hold on to this one. I can't open it. I think it's stuck together with some kind of taffy or something. Wait a minute. Oh! All I want is a sandwich and a cup of coffee. Oh, good. Maybe just coffee. Tell me, Sport, when does the floor show start? I could use some entertainment. Hey, wait, can you at least give me some toast? Oh, great, it's light toast. Oh, really light. Whoa! Check, please.
You know, it's not easy being a homeowner. You wouldn't believe what we pay to heat this place. Of course, there's no walls or ceilings, but we can see $300 for dinner. But why bring up our house problems when we can watch these house problems?
Watch very carefully as Randy Moon of St. John's, Michigan, builds an A-frame. Remember to always hammer downward, unless you're trying to rebuild your face. Here's one of the reasons why roofing should always be done by a professional. How can you tell when you're trying to carry too many bricks in your wheelbarrow?
Now, where'd I leave my shirt? Is it under the bushes? Oh, here it is, under this post.
We're about to choose this week's funniest or most amazing.
Was given one last chance to express myself, I would do it by singing with the beautiful voice the Lord has so graciously bestowed upon me. Thank you.
Contestant number 11, Janice Davis from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Contestant number 25 is Cynthia Richardson from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I feel that people fall in love with people. Contrary to what some may believe, that people fall in love with love itself, I feel that deep down inside each and every one of us is a capability to fall in love with someone. It's up to you to allow these feelings to come to surface. I feel that you can fall in love with someone and you can live a happy and prosperous life. Thank you.
Contestant 25, Cynthia Richardson, Cincinnati, Ohio. Our next young lady, contestant number 44, from Silver Spring, Maryland, Sophia Spence.
"10 years from now, I see myself in Africa, helping my people and start working to put an end to apartheid. Thank you."
Thank you. Contestant number 44, Sophia Spence, Silver Spring, Maryland. Contestant number 18, from Florence, South Carolina, is LaShelia Jordan.
A successful person that I would compare myself